If you gotta curse, you gotta curse.
I'll try my best.
But I imagine your mom will probably want to listen to it or something like that. You know, your sisters. So.
I don't like. I respect my parents when we're home, you know, but whatever I do outside of home 100%. Is like, you know, I'm a man.
Oh, I get it. I am too. And that's the thing, like, I've cursed on this before. Like, I've said shit. I've said damn. I've said all that, you know, like, but I just do my best to, you know, to try not to. But this is going to be a conversation more than anything. So we were talking about the car, right? Mm-hmm. We were talking about, and just got a new job. No, congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Excited about it?
Very excited. And the most thing I like about the job is like my VP and this is my manager. I feel like, I don't know, I haven't really seen them that much and hang out, you know, just talk and, you know, get to know them. But just the first impression, you know, the first impression they gave me was phenomenal. You know, I was like, that was the best thing ever. And you know, that's the reason why I took the job. I had like a few offers. Yeah. You know, I had few offers. So
that's
then
fantastic.
When he got, so the other, there was a job in Oklahoma that offered me a position, you know. Mm-hmm. So like, good pay, you know, good people, you know. Yeah. So they like me, they want me to come in, like, you know. So then, like, I already got that job. I already had interview for that job in Oklahoma and everything. So I was like, well, let me apply for more jobs now here in Texas. You know, because all my friends are here and my family is here. You know,
where's Zoe live? Is she still in Oklahoma?
Yeah, Zoe. She's in. She moved in Monster, which is like Texas. She's Texas here, like small town and close to Gainesville.
Okay, so she's kind of the Oklahoma Texas border.
Oklahoma, yes. So like close to Gainesville, like 15 minutes from Gainesville.
Yeah. Like that's almost the border.
Yes, yes.
That's where Cade Johnson lived.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You remember Cade?
He moved down here?
Well, he's now, I don't know where he lives now. So he's cool. I want to get him on this too. Because he's kind of like you. You've got a really, really cool story. I don't know if you know how cool your story is, but you got a really cool story. But Cade's a badass now, man. He got done with college because he went to OSU. And then
I hang out with him multiple times. We went to drink and bar.
He's great. He's the man, right? But then he went and now he's like fighting fighter jets in the Air Force, or I think it's the Air Force, right? And whenever he wasn't doing that, he was literally a cowboy in New Mexico as a ranch hand, like just doing cool stuff, dude. Like he sent me a picture. I was like, golly, Kate, okay,
cowboy in Mexico.
New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico.
But yeah, he was working on one of the biggest ranches in New Mexico as a ranch hand, and while he was waiting for training, now he's in training. He might be finishing up. I think he just proposed to his girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend?
He's got a fiance now.
Got a fiance?
Good for Cade.
Like everyone I know just getting married, bro.
Hey, take your time. No, you got plenty of time.
That's what I said. But everyone I talk to always tell me, take my time. Yeah. I don't really know why it's like that, but...
Well, let me tell you why. Because you and I went to Liberty Christian, right? We went to, and a lot of our friends went to A&M, you know, and the whole deal there is ring by spring. So just get married as fast as you possibly can.
True.
And you don't want to do that. You want, and the only reason I say you need to do what you feel is best. But if you compare yourself to where everybody else is in there, it's the same thing with football, right?
Yeah.
Other people's timeline doesn't impact yours. You know, other people's success is not a mark of your failure. You know what I mean? So if somebody else is a little further ahead by the way you deem it, they're not. They're just in a different stage of life than you are.
True.
Like for me, that's what it means by don't rush.
No.
If you want to get married, go get married.
No.
Like,
no, man, sorry. But okay, so if you like, I would just tell you a short story. So,
dude, this is what this thing's for. Yeah. I want all the stories. I'm asking you stuff about your past. All of it.
So my little brother, I think he's like I think we're like a year different, so he's like 23. Yeah. He's already married. He's in Nigeria.
Wow.
You know, he's already married, has 2 kids.
Yeah.
And my sister, I think my sister is 26, 27. So she has like 3 kids.
Yeah.
You know, so when I went home, I spent time with them. I literally love those kids too. Like,
of course.
Like they're like my boys, you know. Like, and my sister kids, she has like 2 boys when I was there. Then she was pregnant before I left.
Yeah.
So then when I was there, then I went to visit my little brother. He had a girl back then, you know. Wow. So then before I left, like my sister listen, gave birth like few weeks before I left. Then my little brother wife gave birth like same time.
Yeah,
I don't know,
just
same
right
time.
about the same
Yeah, so
time.
like my little brother.
Different culture too.
Yeah,
like,
different culture.
Yeah.
So my little brother, this daughter, she wasn't like welcoming, or she didn't like the boys are. That's why for me, like want to have kids.
She's a little standoffish.
Yeah, she's more like
nervous.
she's like she's nervous. But the boys,
you're
like,
a giant dude. I wonder why she's nervous.
But the boys was like the boys, they were like really welcoming. You know,
of course.
You know, climbing, we were playing together, and that's which is like, mommy, I love kids. But the reason why I brought that up is more like, you know, there's like my younger one already have kids. You know, my elder sister already have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's someday I want to have my own kids, and the person I want to have it to will be Zoe, because like there's no one else. But those like they have that they have different parts. I have my different part. Like for me, 100%. My goal is like someday, you know, make money so I can able to help them, you know, so that you know they can be in a good position. So I have that on my this head. So they don't really have anything to worry about. For me, I have so many things to worry about. Yeah. So I say I need to worry about my own life.
100%. Before you can worry about it, it's like when you're in the airplane and they say, "Hey, before you put the oxygen mask on somebody else, help yourself." So I do actually want to talk about so. Is there anything off the table that you're like, Brooks, I really don't want to talk about, like, or that you can think of? I mean, obviously, I'm going to be respectful of
No, mostly like it's just like for me, if you ask me a question and
if you don't want to answer, just say I don't want to.
If you ask me a question and I will answer the question, but like I want to be more details. If I, you know, like it's like
totally
like I will answer any question, but it's like
if at any point you're like, hey, I want to pause this, like, hey, bud,
like I'm free now. More
I
like,
know,
Like the only time I was like probably sensitive about my story is probably like when I was in high school. You know, like my senior year, tough situation. Then like I would say like between in college, what my coach was saying is someday you need to tell your story. Mm-hmm. So it's not really about like telling the story, just kind of like using my this influence to impact the people around me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I'm going to start out because I like to give a very brief introduction. So you and I have been friends since we were what, 16?
I was like probably 16. You were
I think I was 17.
Yeah,
right?
we were 17. Yeah.
So Israel is one of my favorite people in all of the world. I'm extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
You've been a very close friend to me for a long time. He is originally from Nigeria. What city in Nigeria?
Well, I was born and brought up in Edo State, which is like,
Forgive any time I mispronounce, by the way, because that will happen.
That's okay. Like I wouldn't even try to describe it because majority of people wouldn't know where Edo State is at. But then, few years later, then my grandma, she passed away. Mm-hmm. So I lived with my grandma my whole life. Then my grandma, she passed away. So then my uncle came down for the funeral. Mm-hmm. Then after everything, he decided to take me and my sister and my little brother back to Lagos. Okay. So Lagos is like
that's
huge,
like the capital,
it's like,
right?
No, not the capital.
Oh, sorry.
It's like a huge city. That's one of the most, you know.
Because I've heard of Lagos now.
Yeah. So we moved to Lagos. You know, there I spent like 4 years to 5 years. Then you know, started playing basketball. Someone introduced me to basketball. Started playing basketball from nowhere. You know, God just like, okay, it's time for you to get out of Nigeria.
To get out of
Nigeria. You know, like yeah.
So before we get to that, Isreal Isuman. What's your full name?
So my name is Isreal Isuman-Hundley. So the Hundley.
Well, I know Hundley.
Yeah, so Hundley is like
Coach
this is my
Hundley,
adopted this family name. Yeah, Isuman is my name. So when I got this thing adopted, they asked me, like, hey, do you still want to like what do you want to
hyphenate?
Yeah. I was like, well, Isuman, who I am, that will never change. You know, that's who I was born with. That's what will be forever. But Hundley kind of like is a different story. You know, so I want to add that to my life.
Agreed.
Know? So then I just.
What about Oyakilome?
Oyakilome, yeah, that's my middle name.
That's what I was. That's why I was like, there's another name in here, Israel, and I can't remember it.
Israel is this is Isreal Oyakilome Isuman-Hundley.
That's such a cool name.
Yeah, it is long. Like I need
all the syllables, bro.
I need a whole paragraph if I want to write my name. Like, you know, hey, give me more space. Hey, I did it.
You're that driver's license, dude. You need
I'm telling you, bro. I need an extra long one.
But from Nigeria, came over to the United States, found your way to Dallas, Texas, Argyle, Texas, where I met you, and from there our friendship blossomed. Went on to do some incredible things. Been all around the world, from Nigeria to Texas to Oklahoma State to play for the Cowboys.
For the Cowboys.
Then most recently Egypt. So
Egypt.
We're gonna talk about all of it, man.
Egypt,
I'm excited.
No, Egypt, like, you know, growing up in Nigeria, we growing up, going to church. Then they will tell you story about Pharaoh, how Pharaoh captivated this God children. So then we always see this song, King Pharaoh, let my people go, let my people
Pharaoh,
so
let my people go.
To the promised land. So we always sing that song. So for me, mostly, like, I was like trying to say, I'm like very curious person. I was like, I want to see what Egypt look like.
Yeah.
But actually going to Egypt recently, changed like my perspective of like everything.
How was it?
I was like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
tell me about it.
So,
favorite stories from it, all of it. Like this, we got so much time, dude. Like, I don't know what time you need to get home, but like I slept during the day so that I could be up for this.
I can get home till like at 5, 5 a.m.
No, we're not gonna do that. I got work.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, Egypt was a cool story. Egypt was very amazing. It was an amazing experience. But the only experience I felt like I wouldn't want to do it again is the flight.
Oh,
I hate flight.
Well, yeah, you don't really fit in planes.
Oh my God!
Nobody who can see you. Israel is 6 foot, 6'6", 6'5".
6'5", 270 pounds.
Yeah, that's gonna be a little tough. Because I don't fit in flights, and I'm like 6'4", 6'3" and a half.
So the amazing story about it was like the church actually they took care of me.
Yeah.
So like when they booked the flights, so they sent you like your seat and everything, the number. Then they were like, hey, go check your flight seat if you like it. Let me know if you don't. Please email me.
Yeah.
They put me in the middle, bro.
Oh no.
Yeah, they put me in the middle. I emailed this and I was like, please, like I would rather not go, than to sit in the middle.
Because how long is the flight?
20 hours. So it's like so it was like it wasn't like a this thing like so it was we fly from this in DFW to
Miami.
Doha. No, to Doha, Qatar.
Oh,
which is, from Dallas to Qatar is around probably like 14 hours, 30 minutes.
And you got another 6
so
that.
so then we flew over Egypt.
Yeah.
So then from Egypt we flew from Qatar we flew to Egypt.
Yeah.
Then so we flew to this in Doha, which is like past Egypt.
Yeah.
So then from Doha, Qatar, we flew back to Egypt, Cairo, Egypt.
Yeah, so you missed it going over.
Yeah, so
we
passed it, then fly back. So it's just like
that's just how
from Doha. I think from Doha was like 3 hours or 3 hours 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So everything was around like 19 hours. It wasn't like I wouldn't say 20 hours, but it was around
not 20 hours.
Yeah, around 20.
Plane,
yeah, it was around 20.
Just about.
Yeah, it's about 20. Yeah, it was miserable.
And I heard you got in a tussle with a camel.
Oh my God! no. The person that was
riding the
so
camel.
when we went to this Shemen Shack, which is like in Middle East. So cool story.
Go ahead.
I didn't know Egypt is like a different continent. So it's like 2 continents.
Continent or country?
No, continents. So like Egypt is like this in Africa and Middle East.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That's brand new news to me too.
So I didn't know that
I thought
either.
it was just Africa.
No, it's not.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
So it's like it's 2 continents. So when we went to this thing, they was like, hey, we're flying to Shemen Shack, which is like in Middle East.
The Middle
East.
East.
I was like, there's no way. I was like, Egypt is in Africa. There was like no, like the other side is in this Middle East.
That makes sense though, because that's when like Jesus and his family like fled to Egypt, and how Egypt played such an important story.
Yeah, like no, that's this thing. So where we
Old
flew to
Testament.
was like this thing, where this in Red Sea. So this thing our resort was literally like this thing close to the Red Sea. So if I'm in my resort, I can literally see the Red Sea.
Yeah.
So then
That's
after
cool.
that, we went to this Mount Sinai, which is like where Moses went.
Yep.
And
To
Moses
get the
hiked-
10
to get the
Commandments,
10
and then
Commandments,
where Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we hiked that. It was like I think I had this stuff on my phone. I can't remember, but it was about 4 point something miles a decent hike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so we like while we were hiking, so like it wasn't like, don't get me wrong, like this was like all night hike.
Yeah.
So we left 9 p.m. We left 9 p.m. So we got to the Mount Sinai around 1:25 a.m.
Yeah.
So then we just got off the box, saying, "Hey, we gotta go." So we started hiking from 1:25. Then we got to the top.
Yeah.
Like it was like kind of like.
I didn't realize how high that mountain
Yeah,
was.
yeah. We got to the top around like I'll say at 5:25.
Yeah.
So then we relaxed. So like the top just kind of like, you know, like kind of like I would say 15 minutes. Like then 15 minutes you have to hike again to the top.
Yeah.
Where you can see everything. See
Yeah.
this in sunset, everything. So then we relaxed, you know, at the top. Then after like about $5:45 here, we need to start hiking to the top. So then we hiked to the top. Then that was where we, you know, the sunrise was beautiful.
Yeah.
The sunrise was gorgeous. Oh my gosh. It's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
My dad almost died though.
What? Hunley was
My
tired?
dad, oh my gosh. No, because like the food gave him food poisoning.
Oh.
So like so that day he went to a clinic and they gave him some meds.
Yeah.
Then he came back and was like, "Easy, I gotta hike this." I was like, "No, Dad, you don't need to."
This is a bad
He was like,
idea.
"No, I need to hike it." I was like,
You know Coach
"Man."
Hunley's
Yeah,
stubborn.
he was like, "This is the probably first and last time I'll ever hike it.
Yeah.
Once in my lifetime." I was like, "Dad, there's so many cool things you can do, but this hike I would tell you not to."
Yeah.
But then he was like, he would
You
hike
know
it.
you're
Then
not
I
gonna
respect
talk
his
him out of
decision.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
it's once in a lifetime Disney experience. So then we started hiking. You know what's crazy? That he actually have a backpack.
Oh no.
For me, I just take my fanny pack on me. You know, so like my fanny pack has like a
it's got enough.
Yeah, have enough. You know what I need. I don't need much.
Yeah.
So then, like about 2 miles, my dad is like. He looked like he needed this emergency, bro. We need to call emergency. So, like, yeah, he wasn't feeling it. I was like, Dad, you know what? Let me take a backpack.
Let me hold the backpack.
Let me take a backpack.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Let me have it.
Yeah.
Coach.
So then I took the backpack up. You know,
Was it heavy?
Yeah.
What do you bring all that stuff for?
Your water, you know, your hydration stuff, you know,
Yeah,
like he was
yeah.
like, "Easy, you just take about 50 pounds out of me." I was like, "I got you."
You want me to carry you while I'm at it?
He made it back down. Then, like coming down, he looked like a hawk. He looked like he's leading the people.
Yeah.
He was like,
He was moving.
He was moving. Yeah, I love him for that though. You know, I respect
Dude, I'm
him
glad
more.
he did.
Yeah,
I think he would have regretted it the rest of his life if he
I
did.
know.
Because that really is once in a lifetime. Like, I probably will never see that.
No,
If I get the
like,
chance, I will.
You
but
should. Like, it's the best experience, bro.
Yeah.
Then when you go to
I got a
this-
buddy who lives in Egypt. His name's Omar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Omar Mustafa, and I'm gonna have him on this too eventually.
Yeah.
There's so many cool people out there, dude. Like, but no, me and him are tight. He played at UNC for a little bit. Yeah, we'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
But no, I want to go.
No, it's a cool experience. But then, so that was our last experience. That we flew from Cairo to this in Sharm el-Sheikh. Then from Sharm el-Sheikh we flew back. Then we came back to this in Texas.
The States, yeah.
But we got there, you know, we got there around 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Then they was like, "Hey, I need to go relax." We went to sleep.
Yeah.
So then wake up around like at 7:30. Say, "Hey, we gotta go, bro." So
No sleep, no rest for the weary.
No,
Yeah.
what, bro? We went to it was like mission trip / tourist. You know,
Okay.
we toured the place, everything. So we saw the kids, we helped the kids, we played basketball, you know, played soccer. It was the majority of soccer, you know.
Yeah.
So just kind of like it was a soccer plus. After soccer games, they tell the kids about Jesus Christ, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like just trying to tell them, hey,
The gospel, yeah.
Yeah, the gospel, you know, just trying to tell them there's hope somewhere, you know. Because this is like this in other South Sudan kids, like, because like there's this in war going on in Sudan. So then, after that, I don't know what we did next.
Go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
No, you good. I don't know what we did. I think that same day, I don't know what we did that day. But I know we later went to this and see the Great Pyramids.
Yeah.
It was the best thing ever,
Oh,
bro.
I bet.
Like, it's like something like people that doesn't really believe in Jesus Christ or like believe in God, believe the history, believe, you know, just how the history is told. When you see the Great Pyramid, you like kind of like trying to, you know, think, you know, reflect to what you actually believe in. Because that's like just cool experience. That's like thousands of years ago that it's like you have no idea how that stuff was built.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff is...
No, dude, like, people think aliens did it.
Yeah, like...
Which, I mean, isn't off the table, but I'm just saying.
No, I would believe that. If so, I say... Yeah, because the stone, like, the stone is stone.
They're giant.
Like, it weigh like 1,000 tons.
Yeah.
Like, is it stones? Like, stones that's my height.
Yeah.
How do a human being carry that stone to that place? And they say it was around like 16 miles from where they
from where it started.
Yeah, the stone. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like this Great Pyramid is like about, I'll say 15 story building, 15-story building. Because of like when we're driving, Egypt has like Cairo has like a lot of tall buildings. It's around by
and you
like,
can see them over.
You can see them. You can see you can see it over the pyramid over the buildings. I was very impressed. I was very impressed. It was the best experience.
How do you think they got there? If you had to guess, I know you're not an expert on this, Israel, but
I'm not.
How do you think it was done?
I was trying to think about it. I was trying to reflect, just how amazing that stuff is. I don't know. I just felt like I don't know how they did it. It's hard to believe a human did it. Because it's like those pyramids are for the kings, for the pharaohs.
That's the
so because it's a tomb for the pharaohs.
Yeah.
That's where this thing for the afterlife. That's where they store the mummification.
Yeah.
So how they did it is like, I don't know. Like for me, I don't want to sound stupid or like unintelligent that start guessing like how they did it, because that would be very, But I think those people has extra. If it was human being that built it, I feel like those human beings has extraordinary power.
Yeah,
because they didn't have
that. It could have been technology that we didn't understand they had back then. Here's what I think. If you want to hear my opinion, because this is, and keep in mind, I'm not an expert. I have zero proof of this. But so hear me out on this. I'm going to go on a tangent for a second. So you know how all these other religions worship other gods, and all these other things, right? Like, but religion's pretty prevalent throughout all of history, human history, right? It's only recently that everybody's trying to say that there's never been anything besides human beings, or if there were, we started from a single cell and all that.
Yeah.
I think that other gods were real. Hear me out.
Okay.
And here's what I mean. I believe in the Bible and what the Bible says. I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. I believe that He is the Son of the Father, and that God created all of everything, right?
That's what I believe too.
But what I will say too is that there's a reason people think they see aliens. They think they see, and they worship these other gods and everything. Like spirit, I think that narrative can also go hand in hand with the biblical narrative, because obviously like demons are real, fallen angels are real, and and they've very clearly in all of history, even in the Bible, have contacted humans before, right? So in other cultures, it could look differently. That's a working theory. Now, I don't know what is true, what's not, but I don't know how the pyramids got there. I don't know if it was because I know the Jews were enslaved and were building all of these things and these monuments. So I don't know if there was technology back then we don't know they had. I don't know if it was leverage and pulleys and all these other things. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't pretend to know. I look forward to asking God that. But at the same time, I heard somebody say this and I was like, I can totally see that being real. Like when it came to the whole idea of aliens and stuff, our perception of aliens, right, of these little green men that live in space, that is flawed. But the idea that there's something else out there, and instead of it being an outer space thing, it could be more of a spirit thing. So I am open to that idea. Okay, I should say that. I'm not going to say I know for a fact.
Look at this. Look at this. For me, so
because I know I'm out there right now.
No. You're good. Yeah. So, for me, just trying to trying to think outside of the box, trying to think outside of my intelligence, which is more about aliens and all those things. I don't know. If someone say aliens exist, I might buy into that idea, because
right, but what's the perception of aliens, right? Is it extraterrestrial life, or is it hey, these are just, it's just a different, people from, or not people. It's these are spiritual beings that are outside of what we're aware of. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So let me say, we have about how many 7 planets? How many planets are?
I don't know. Pluto's not a planet anymore.
Oh,
but it's
so
8 or something, eight or 7. I don't know. One or the other.
Okay.
Yeah. In our galaxy. In our solar system.
Yeah. So you're telling me out of those 7 to 8 planets, we only have humans or life in one of those planets?
I have no idea.
So
it's not even planets, because there are billions and billions supposedly of other planets. It's just in our solar system. There's only the 7.
Imagine how big So that's why
if there is other life, but we don't know.
We don't know. But so for me, most is more that's why for me, trying to reflect about religions and everything. I was like, yeah, there's no way. There was like, for me, I just want people to tell me, okay, some people say there was a big bang, then life started.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
So life started. So then there's a perception of like oxygen, because like they say like, everything's balanced. Oxygen's balanced, everything's
perfect.
balanced.
Earth is perfect.
So it's perfect.
Yeah.
How, like, who controls that? There's something controlling that thing. Like, if not, like, we are gonna go, there's just gonna be something happen, something we're gonna die. So that's what I mean. I always believe in God, always.
Absolutely, 100%. And here's what I think. I think that this idea of the Big Bang, right? I don't like the idea that, because the idea of the Big Bang is there was nothing and then there was something. Right?
Yeah.
So who is to say that is not what it looked like when God spoke the world into existence, right?
There's a bit like,
right. Now, I don't believe we evolved from single cell organisms. I think that God created us like this. You can't tell me any of this is an accident, right? I don't believe for 1 second that after billions and billions of years, you and I are here accidentally.
No.
That being said, the cool thing about Christianity and the cool thing that I'll share with you that I've found, because I used to have a lot more questions and I still have way more questions than I have answers, but the beautiful thing is I don't have to know everything, right? I don't have to know the answers to everything. I want to, and I want to continue to be curious. I'm not saying you do. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying like I can fully admit as a Christian to you that there are aspects of God and of Christianity and of the creation of the earth and of the mysteries of the earth now that I do not and probably will not ever understand.
So
you know what I mean?
Let me give you an example.
Yeah, hit me.
Let me give you an example. So yesterday, me, my mom, Boston, we were watching Olympic.
Yeah.
So like there's like this controversy going on saying like there's like 2 transgender females. Mm-hmm. So like that, my mom was asking me, what do you think about this? I was like, Mom, right now, I just feel like the world is so messed up. Mm-hmm. I don't want to think about that. Yeah. I don't want to, for me, if I, like, don't get me wrong, I care about election, I want good president,
course.
Yeah. But like, if I was feeling like something I couldn't care about, I would just like say, I don't want to care about, I just want to live my life. But I have to because of my case is coming to that world.
Well, look at it this way, because I'm with you. I feel the same, because if you look at all the bad, right, and take all the bad news that's being peddled out there, mm-hmm. You will be constantly in a state of fear or paranoia or anxiety or whatever it is, right?
True.
But here's the thing. Have you ever heard the term, how do you eat an elephant? Like the old story, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah.
It's silly, right? It sounds dumb because nobody's eating elephants. But like the reality is control. My dad did something or sent me something a while back that all you can do is the best you can with what you have, right? So all you can do when it comes to this election and all of these problems, right, is mm-hmm. what you can control, which is you can pray about it. You can pray for better understanding. You can do research. When it comes to politics, let's just talk about politics.
Yeah, okay.
Very briefly, because I don't know where you stand in
Israel.
Really, it doesn't matter.
I'm not a big person.
I'm not like, listen, I am in a way, but I'm not even going to talk about specifics. I just mean like Israel, who you are, you could tell me that you like are completely opposite side of me and believe all these things, and I wouldn't care. I love you. It doesn't matter, right?
Go ahead.
Like that's the thing. But all you can do is research and pray and ask God to, all we can do is just ask God, like, hey, we want you to appoint the right person or shed light on the darkness and corruption that's being done, because there is some out there.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, I'm with you. Everything's overwhelming with the whole, with everything that's wrong, mm-hmm. right? If you focus on all that, that is what you're going to have a negative outlook on life. But if you focus on what's positive, which let's look at what's positive in our lives for a second, all right? New job, graduated college. You got it done for free.
Got my master's.
You got your master's for free.
Yeah.
You made a bunch of wonderful friends.
Amazing friends.
You've got your health.
Yeah.
Your family's doing good, and your family in Nigeria is doing good now,
They're
right?
doing great. Yeah.
You got nephews and nieces, and when you look at all of the things in the immediate, it makes it a lot harder to look at what is wrong in the future. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why you're supposed to live in the present. That's my opinion. Like I look at my life right now. Because it's easy to get caught up in what's going on and what's wrong, and what's this election going to look like? Is the economy going to crash? All of these things. But what I look at is, well, hey, I woke up. Beautiful thing. I woke up.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
That's a great start. I have my health. I have a wonderful woman who I'm marrying next month. I have wonderful friends like yourself.
Thank you.
I've got the ability to work and an opportunity to provide, money and food on the table. And I'm not saying that's where it needs to stop, right? But whenever you're feeling overwhelmed with all of the bad, take a look at what's good.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then once you get the energy back, it's kind of like a taste of pre-workout before you go lift. That gives you the strength to go and handle the all the bad out there. You know what I mean?
True. I believe that. No, I believe that. I believe that. 100%.
You're welcome.
For me, just like again, I'm not a political person. I try not to be a politicians or anything like that.
Don't believe
I just feel like
of them say.
Yeah. So for me, when I'm scrolling through my phone, I see all those videos of Trump and this and whatever her name is, Kamala.
Yeah.
I just the lady pissed me off. The lady, she said, don't get me wrong, you can cut this off. I don't care.
You can say whatever you want. As long as you're respectful, you can say whatever you want.
Of course. The lady, they said she's black. She doesn't look black to me. I don't care. How she talks, she's trying to mimic people. Hey. She's insulting other cultures, other cultures and everything, which is very insulting, bro. Hey. Someone educated black person shouldn't for me. Don't get me wrong. So I will say this again. Hey, you don't have to cut this off.
You're good. Whatever you want.
So when black Americans, when these Africans come here and black Americans think things, Africans hate them. No, we don't. The only thing we hate is that how they're trying to insult our looks, probably there's you have a BB hair, you have this stuff.
You talk differently.
Yeah, you talk different. They're trying to mimic how you speak, everything. That's very insultive. They don't know that. So we as a people, race, don't want to deal with that.
Sure.
So we're trying to stay away from that and respect people.
Because it's a form of prejudice.
Yeah, so we're trying to respect people that respect our beings and our looks and how we look and how we bridge this in the culture. Because of yes, we came from different places. Yeah, we have different perspectives. Maybe you don't even know how this person grew up from where they're from, but you're trying to insult their looks, their accent, everything. Yeah. So then we're trying to, I feel like, for me, Africans as a whole, we adapt so easily. So then we come here, okay. So we come here, we're trying to probably trying to adapt to the language, the culture, everything. Yeah. They was you're trying to speak our language now. No, we're not. We're just adapting to the language. Just adapt to how people interact with us.
You have to do that no matter what in life.
Exactly.
No matter where you go, you have to adapt.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So for me, that's why for me, we don't hate them. I don't hate anyone, bro. For me, I love personality more than I love if someone have a great personality, I love those people.
You are a fan of meritocracy, and meritocracy is basically earning what you get.
Yes.
So if I'm to be your friend, I need to earn your respect. And if you were to be hiring for a job, it has to be the qualified person and all of these things, right?
100%.
And so you don't. It seems to me like you don't immediately have a connection with somebody just because maybe they have the same skin color.
Bro,
right?
I'm very observant.
Absolutely.
I'm very observant.
I know you are.
No, that's not. This is why I took my bosses. The reason I like my VP and my boss, my manager is their first impression. So this is it. I applied to so many jobs. So many of them get back to me. I had some phone interviews and everything. So the day I actually add this is my job right now to my interview, I wasn't even planning to go to this interview. Mm-hmm. So then from nowhere, so I went to ZipRecruiter and I applied from there. I went to ZipRecruiter, I applied from there. So I applied to a few jobs from there. So all those jobs get back to me the same day. Mm-hmm. Like they want to interview me. They want to interview me. So then I had about 3 interviews in Dallas that same day. So then I was doing Uber in Stillwater. Yeah. So then my VP called me and said, "Hey, I saw your resume. I really like your resume. I really like this thing, your skills, everything. Mm-hmm. I would like for you to come down here." I was like, "Well, sir, I'm staying in Stillwater. I'm still Stillwater. I'm not in Dallas yet." He thought like I said I wasn't done with school yet. That's what he thought I said. So I was like, no. I
just haven't moved yet.
Yeah, so I haven't moved yet. He thought like I said I'm not done with school yet. So he's like, "Oh well, whenever you're done with school, just give me a call." I was like, "No, sir, I'm done with school. I just haven't moved yet. I haven't moved down yet." He was like, "Well, when are you free?" I was like, "Well, I'm coming to Dallas this Friday, if you have a time, I could try to meet you because I have like few other interviews. It was okay. I would just, what time is the best for you? Then I kind of like I check my schedule and see when is the best for me to go for this interview. Then like, oh, hey, is this sound perfect? It was like, yeah. Bro, don't get me wrong. So the first interview I went to was it's called 214 Consultant. They're like in Dallas.
Okay.
So
Cognizant?
Huh?
You said Cognizant?
No, it's like 214.
Oh, 214.
Yeah, Consultant.
Consultant, sorry.
Yeah, so no.
I was like, that's a good company. Yeah, go ahead.
No. So then I went there, do the interview with the people. Bro, don't get me wrong, I'm not playing. These people said starting salary, base salary, they're like, but might be getting paid $500 to $600 a month. I was like, for me,
that's less than minimum wage,
bro.
They gotta be joking.
No.
Is that commission?
That's like guaranteed. But then plus commission, he was like, you can make like this, bro. I was just laughing the whole time I was doing this interview. I was laughing. I was laughing because for me, I went to school. Don't get me wrong, I love money. Like for me, I love money. I want to make money that, if I come home someday, my wife and my kids,
they're taken care of.
Yeah. My house, my business taken care of. My cars are taken care of. I don't want to come home someday and I don't have money to buy a new TV.
Yeah.
Or buy a new fridge. Or buy,
if
whatever
something goes out, you're SOL.
Like, honestly, sometimes like as a family, like, oh my gosh, our budget is down. We can't get this right now. I don't want to be that. I don't want to. I live that life. I live life with nothing. I live like, when I was growing up, we didn't have TV.
Yeah.
We didn't have fridge. We didn't have anything, bro. Yeah. When I come back, like me and my sister, we were walking back from school. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I wish you have fridge. I would just like put water on this thing and like on a cup so that it can just like
cool
cold, so I can just drink it because this hot weather. We didn't have other stuff. Yeah. But now, if I want to buy a TV, I'll buy the best.
Yes.
If I want to get a fridge, I'll buy the best. If I want to buy a car, I'll go for the best. So that's for me. That's why for me, I like money. So then when these people is interviewing me, I was just laughing, bro. Mm-hmm. So then I was even telling this dude that was interviewing me, he's an engineer. He said he came here like a long time ago, So I was like, he was like, yeah, bro. I have been hustling. I went to college too and everything. My goal is to get to the boss. He was telling me about, he was like, his goal is to get to the boss. But the boss, he said the boss make around 150 to 200,000. I was like, okay. So he was like, yeah, from 5 years from now, my goal is to get to the boss. I was like, so from 5 years from now, you want to make 270,000. Me, from 2 years from now, I want to make that 270,000. I don't know where you from. Where you like? I don't. I was like, I don't know if you're in Nigeria or anything like that. Because like I'm not coming here and trying to strive and make barely survive.
Yeah,
I'm in Dallas.
I get you.
This
is a great place of opportunity.
It's a great place of opportunity. So then I just after the interview, he was like, "Hey, what is the percent? What are the chances you take this job on a scale of 1 to 10? What is it? He asked me because I told him I have other interview today, and I will get back to him. I was like, well, 5. Yeah. Because I was trying to be respectful. Yeah. I didn't say 0. I was like 5. He was like, oh, why 5? I was like, well, I have other this interview today. I want to get them the same opportunity that I gave you. I just want to see and balance everything out. He was like, okay, I will get back to you. I was like, thank you. Mm-hmm. I just laugh and work out. He saw my face. Like, I'm not going to. But I was just laughing the whole time. Because like, I feel like it's a joke.
Yeah. That's not even minimum wage.
It's not even, bro. Yeah. Like, what?
Like, that's not like a base. You can go out today and get a base salary job for $40K.
I was doing Uber. I was
make more doing that?
So when I called my guy, I was like, bro, I was doing Uber. I was making $200 a day.
Yeah.
Like a day, like that. I was barely even driving. This is in Stillwater. That was like, during winter, like take people to the bar, everything. Absolutely. Like busy hours, I can make $150, like in 3 hours, easy. So it was just so surprising to me how that stuff was.
So here's what I'll say to you, right? Because this is also like, I know you, and I know you're gonna get to where you want to be.
Yeah,
I know that, right? But here, let me offer an insight to finance that's going to make you, or personal finances that might kind of change your perspective on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? So, personal finance and wealth building is 20% numbers and 80% habits, right? So, you can only make money if you live off of less than you make, put away more, and invest more, right? So, you can be a millionaire in a if you make $40K a year for the rest of your life, you can still end up a millionaire, right? If you have your right habits, right? And it's more difficult because your income is the greatest tool to building wealth, right? So obviously it's easier to save more money when you make more money, right? And it's easier for all these things that you're talking about. It's like, hey, if I come home, I don't want to have to worry about, something goes out, I want to buy it, I want to replace it. That is completely reasonable and fair, right? And that's important. And that's why when we were talking about the car thing, right? I know you're putting a lot of miles on this car. Should I get it? And if you don't want me to talk about it, that's totally fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. But I know you had said, like, I'm thinking about getting another car, but that would just be another payment. And it's like totally fair. But like when you add up the debt that you owe, and then all of a sudden that's where your income's going, right? So you have to go to rent, you have to go to your debt, you have to go to food and electricity and all of these other things, right? And then what you have left at the end is where you can start to save and invest and all that. Now, the higher your income is, the easier it is to save more and to invest more and to build wealth quicker. But if you constantly live on just barely under what you make, you're never going to build any wealth. So, like, if I were to tell you, is the person who makes $55,000 a year and lives on $30,000? And there's a person who makes $55,000 a year, lives on $30,000. And then there's a person who makes $150,000 a year but lives on $140,000. Who's in better shape?
Person that make this seem less.
Exactly, right? So that's the important thing, because all of a sudden, once you have your debt paid off, and once you have your emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses, and then you're able to start investing 15% of your income and do all these things. They're called the Dave Ramsey baby steps, right?
Yeah.
Once you have all those things, that's what I would call like your fortress of solitude, to where something happens and, okay, hey, my car crapped out on me, right? And it's going to be a $5,000 fix. Well, I have the money saved that I don't have to, that I'm not just out of luck. Hey, our TV crapped, or our fridge crapped out. That's way more important, right? Our fridge just, it like just broke down. You have to have a fridge. Yeah, all those things.
Like, I love food. Like.
Of course. And then, but think about this too. What if you got insurance and you got a higher deductible, and God forbid something happens to somebody in your family, and like they had an injury, they needed a major operation. My older sister she tore her ACL a couple years ago now, and she had to pay most of that surgery out of pocket. Like,
really?
So that's where you save the emergency fund of, look, this happened because life happens and it's difficult. Like, we got in a wreck or something like that, and we have a medical bill. There's no sense in, if you can avoid it, you want to take financial stress out of your life, right? And that's where that money comes in, and that's why it's important to put away and save. And it's all habitual, right? If you can make good habits out of money early on, which you're early on in your life anyway, in career, then you are going to have a much easier time building up, right? Because then you don't have to worry as much. You can not only work harder, but you don't have to worry as much, year 2, year 3, I'm not where I wanted to be, but I've still got few bucks in the bank. I own everything that I have, and I'm in a good spot if something happens, right? So now, especially in a sales job where, people can tell when you're stressed out, and they can tell when you're desperate, right? That they can tell. That's just the reality.
I was actually reading this book.
Yeah.
It's got this thing, fancy called this thing, prospecting.
Fanatical prospecting. I read it.
You read it?
Very good book.
Very good. So I don't know, like don't get me wrong, I hate reading. I'm not like going to college, I got my master's. Yeah. Like whenever they say, you need to read this book, for me, I just read, like, I read. Don't get me wrong.
No, I get you.
I just hate reading.
It's just not something you like sitting down and doing.
It's not something like, but my boss sent me this book. He was like, hey, Izzy, you need to read this book. We can talk about it. Yeah. So when you actually talk about that, like, you don't really want to, like, your client can see when you're stressed, when you're desperate. So then he was talking about, like, the 30 days rule. The 30 days rule, he was describing about, like, 30 days rule, saying, hey, like, if you miss a day, you might not be able to, like, you might be stressing about tomorrow. If you miss a week, you might not be able to get good commissions. Yeah. But if you miss this thing, a month, you might not even meet your this thing a quarter. So I was like, then he was saying, like, so when you desperate at the end of the month, your clients, they know you're desperate.
Yeah.
They know you're very desperate.
And you're not
That's what
gonna
a
get
desperate person. No, they won't want to settle with a desperate person because they know you're very desperate. Like you can do it, whatever you want to this thing, to achieve your goals. No, they won't.
Yeah.
But if you take every day, let me say you lose one client, you replace them. Do whatever you can to replace them. If you lose two, make sure you do whatever you can to replace them with three.
Two. Yeah, three.
Yeah, three. So that so I mean, you claim you're this in quarter. So the book, like, I actually love this book.
It's a good book.
I like this book, and I like when I started reading the book, he started with like kind of like ego, like ego, like hey, like which is kind of like it's like a salesperson skills, We're talking about like there's a difference between mediocre versus super salespeople.
Yeah.
Mediocre, they want to drive Ferrari. They want to drive. They don't have rules less. But they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
They like easy. But super salesperson, they can buy whatever they want.
Yeah.
They have Rolls Royce. They have this in Mercedes. They can buy whatever they want. I was like, wow, this dude is sounding cocky right now. It's just kinda,
and then hey, the prudent financial person can buy the Rolls Royce, they can buy the Ferrari, and they can buy the really nice house.
Because
they bought what they needed, and they're driving a good, let's say they're driving a good Cadillac or something like that, right? Still a nice car, but they didn't need all of that stuff.
They don't. But he just said, like, if you put in the work, if you actually put in the work, like, if you prospect real good, like, there's people that don't want to, like, this in cold calling.
Yeah.
He was talking about this people
I
that
cold call 600 people a week.
Really?
I make 600 calls a week.
Really?
On average, yeah. I'm not even messing with you.
Cold
calls, dude. 600.
I don't know. Like, for me, like, don't get me wrong, like,
hard.
For me, I would do whatever I want to do to succeed.
Yes.
I would do whatever I want to do to succeed. I would, like, that's what I try to tell my distant boss that they don't really know who I am. Like, so, like, when I have an assignment, I try to make sure it's like, so there was a time, like, I had, like, this huge assignment, it's like an assignment plus distant presentations. So I went to this writing center, which is like we call it AC. That's what we do our paperwork, which is like all the athletes. They help us out. So I went there. Yeah, I just thought like I have like a, I thought I had to just do the presentation, but I don't present it that day.
Yeah.
Bro, when I got there, I had to do the presentations. If I have to make everything that day, I spent about 7 hours at this writing center. So then after that, I went home, spent another 2 hours trying to present because I hate Zoom presentations.
Yeah.
I hate Zoom presentations. I was like,
you.
bro, like I was just on the computer. It's just like you computer trying to present just on your own. So I can't do that. Like I love talking to someone, like give me feedback.
Because you lose all the
charisma.
I
know. I was like, I slammed my computer like this, boom. But my girlfriend was like, easy. I just walked out. My girlfriend was like, easy, you got this, you got this. Then she calmed me down. I came back and I was able to finish the presentation. Yeah. That was just me just giving like a perspective, like
I know
like a job. They gave me it's like, hey, you need to make a quota. For me, I will make sure like that quota is made and made thanks. 50% more than what I'm supposed to make. Yeah, that's just me, bro. Because I like to achieve. I like challenges.
And you rise to the occasion and everything. That's actually, I do want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
And because you're in a really good spot, and I want to talk a little bit about your past. So, can we pivot back a little bit? Because I like hearing all of this. Right? I like hearing all of this. I love it, dude. Like we could do this for 4 hours.
No, we good.
So you're a very resilient person, right? Because you've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Can I hear a little more about the story about how you got to the United States?
Yeah, of course. I'll give you a brief of how I got to
Very brief, because we don't have to go into detail, but it has to do with everything. Because I want to get to OSU and football and all that, and I still want to get to like how it's impacted you. To like, I just want to give people who are listening, because I think there might be, if we're being honest, this is fairly early in this podcast.
No,
so there may be 5 people that listen to this. But hey, of those 5 people, they got to know a cool person.
It might be surprised. It might be like thousands of people.
Maybe one day. I'm hoping it does, bro.
But no, like like I said, I grew up in the Dust State. I was born and grew up in the Dust State, and my parents, they got divorced very early. I can't remember. Maybe my dad. I was told, when I was a little kid, I was like one. That was after they gave birth to my little brother. So then my mom, something happened. She moved out, and my dad, he was in Lagos, trying to hustle and everything.
Yeah.
I respect their hustle, but I just feel like, they neglect me and my sister, which is like, that's where we kind of have issues. But that's not that's not issues. I'm glad for who I am now.
Absolutely, it turns you into who you are.
Yes, turn me to who I am. I'm glad I didn't grow up with them. I'm glad, 100%. I'm glad I grew up with my grandma. She was the most amazing person in the whole wide world. I wish she was still alive right now.
Me too.
I would tell her in my face, tell her in her face and say, hey, thank you for raising me to be who I am.
I'd give her a hug too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Like, you're the best person I ever know. So, like, that was a cool story.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you. No, I'll finish,
Go, keep
everything.
going. Keep going. I'm just trying to direct it.
So,
yeah.
there was a time, I just spent my grandma so much we were outside. And so, like, we're in a small village. Sometimes we sit outside just to,
Yeah.
and socialize with other people. They come down, they would sit down. So me and my grandma was outside. I was tired. So I just lay my head on her laps, out for a sleep.
Yeah.
So from nowhere, there's this huge cobra snake,
Really?
was like climbing on this grandma, trying to climb on my. So she swiped the snake.
Yeah.
So she got bit.
Oh man.
So she didn't know she got bit. So then she started having these feelings and this. Then she was like, "Oh
Rash
wow,
and swelling,
yeah." Then she's like, "I think I got bit by a snake." So since that day, I just felt like she could give her life to me. That's how much
She
I
would do
respect.
anything
Yeah, she would
for
do anything to protect me and my sister and everyone. So yeah, like I respect her. I wish she was still alive, but she's not. She's passed
How
away.
old were you when she passed?
I don't know, I was 11, 12. I can't even recall.
Yeah.
So that's how painful it was. Like,
She was a wonderful person.
yeah, she was. So then I moved to, after my grandma passed away, then my uncle, like, again, they came from the funeral, and I moved to Lagos, where this thing started school back, and I was going to school. So someday, my dad has this business. My dad actually sell drinks, and my uncle worked for my dad.
Yeah.
So sometimes after I get out of school, I'll go stay with them, it was like a shop. It's like retailers, they sell to people. So I would just stay there, I was start learning the business and everything. So there was a dude, he was tall, he had this basketball. He was like, "Whoa, man, you tall. You should go this join our basketball team." I was like, "You talking about basketball?" He was like, "Yeah, bro, you're really tall. I feel like you will like it." I was like, "Well, I don't know." He was like, "Well, you should come." He was like, "You should." He gave me his like. He was like, "You should come try it out."
Yeah.
We train at this thing. It was like they train like at this thing, Navy this in barracks.
Yeah.
So like Navy barracks.
Yeah.
Inside
Stationed
Navy
in.
barracks. Inside Navy barracks. So I went. So that was the day I was like, okay, let me go try it out. I went there. I saw the coach. I was like, hey, I would like to join basketball. What should I do? And the coach was like, well, like you need to buy this, to get the shoes and everything. I was like, okay. So then I tried to save up secretly. I didn't tell my dad. I was like, I didn't tell my dad. So I save up. I save up. I bought the shoes. I bought everything. Then I started practicing. Just started doing like gradually. Then I love it. I love it every day. Then I started doing every day, every morning. Every night. I was like. Then it was my passion. So then my dad started having like, hey, you should so doing that. Like, you ain't gonna do that. Where's basketball gonna take you? Where's it gonna take you? I was like, well, I don't know where it's gonna take me, but I believe that this is my way out. Like I don't want to do this business. This is not for me. This is more for you.
Yeah.
That's more like like for me, like I don't know. Yeah. So
It just wasn't what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
I get you.
So then I was practicing every time. So I think there was a moment that I had this opportunity, and the coach was like, "Hey, we would love to send your kids to, America to school and play basketball. He has a good skills." So they actually invited my dad to present him this idea. Like say, "Hey, your kid can go to abroad to play basketball." My dad got there. They were like, then they told him how much and everything. He was like. So then he was like, okay, I'll get back to you. So then when we got to when we got back, he was like, I'm not ever gonna spend that money on you. You're so unintelligent how I would ever spend money like that on you. I was like, wow. I was like, okay. I was like,
that's
well,
hurtful.
It's okay. But I was like, okay. He was like, well, I would never spend that money on you. I feel like that's a huge money for me to spend on you. I don't know if that we ever this thing even work. I was like, okay. I just say, okay, this is what it is. I just kept on practicing everything. Some of my friends got this in the deals too. There was one of my best friends right now. He's still in Nigeria. I love him to death. But he got this idea too. They gave him this idea. So he started working his paper. This man, my friend, we work out together, we live together. And I was telling him, hey man, if you go to America, don't forget me, bro.
Yeah.
Always, always don't forget me. We know we're cool friends, everything like that. So there was one morning, I went to work out. I was going in the morning. I went to work out. So I told my friend, hey, take me pictures while I was dunking, So my friend took me a picture while I was dunking. So my hair was like, above the rim, everything, on the ball. Yeah. So then I posted a picture on my Facebook because that time we have Facebook.
Yeah,
that was like huge thing in Nigeria.
Yeah,
in Nigeria. So I used to talk to my little brother in Nigeria, So then there was this dude. His name is Bobby Bates.
Bobby Bates.
Okay. Yeah, he's in Florida. He saw the picture. He was like, "Whoa, man! I think I love your picture. I see that you're very athletic and everything. I would love to bring you to America." I thought he was joking with me. I thought it was a prank. I thought it was something. I was like,
"This can't be real."
I was like, "This is not real." I was like, "Stop playing." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm serious. I would love for you to shoot me like a video of you playing basketball, doing drills and everything. Then I will get back to you." Okay. I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." Then I was like, "Okay." So then I told my friend, "Man, this is my friend again." My friend I was telling you, he was already working his paper and everything. We went to the court. We do drills. We play 2-on-2. We do everything. I shoot a video and I sent it to him. This dude got back to me real quick. Said, "Hey, you know what's going to happen right now? I will tell you the next." He just really said like, okay, I was saying the high 20. So it's like a I-20, I was saying the I-20. So then he, after a week, he sent me the I-20, bro.
Yeah.
I was still dreaming. I thought it was a dream.
Is that transfer paperwork, the I-20?
The I-20 is just more can enable you to come here.
Okay, it's like a visa.
Yeah, so it's like a visa. It's like I-20. Yeah,
okay. Sorry, I'm not super familiar.
No, yeah. So then, he sent me this paperwork from the school, which is the I-20. That's like a scholarship.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So then he sent me. I was like, there's no way, bro. For me, I was still dreaming. I was like, this is
it's not possible.
Because my friend, that was working everything, his family have money, everything. Yeah. He's still here.
Yeah.
So he sent me this stuff. I grabbed the I-20. I went straight to my car. I was like, hey, this dude sent me the I-20, everything. This is how we met, everything. I told my coach. He was like, oh, wow. He was like, okay. Then he sent me to another coach that's kind of familiar, sending people to abroad, to America, to come to school and everything. He sent me to that coach. Then I went to the coach. I gave him everything. He was okay, easy. We need to. So that coach was the one that presented the idea to my dad first. But I went to the coach. I started playing basketball with, So that coach was like, okay, I will help you out. This. We need to, this internal, say your appointment for your visa and everything. So then 2 weeks later, I went to trying to go for my visa appointment. We got there. So before we got there, the coach was like, hey, easy. There has been 5 people that went to the visa to get their visa appointment. They all got denied. Yeah. He was like, we should not go because I feel like it's still going to be the same thing because they deny everybody today because I feel like it's just a bad day.
Bad day to do it.
Yeah. So, we can just go and try it out. I was like, coach, we have an appointment today. If I don't go, my money waste. What is the need for me not to go? Yeah. Let's just go and go try it out. We don't know. My this story might be different, So then we went there. I promise you, we got there. They only asked me 3 questions.
What questions?
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna live?
Yeah.
And how they gonna feed you?
That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy questions. Did you have answers to all those 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I did. No. I'm saying that's how easy it was.
Yeah.
That's how easy.
How did people get denied?
Yes, people getting no. People get denied. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying the person that interviewed me. That's the only question he asked me.
Okay, I got
So then I answered the questions. Then he was like, okay. Then he just said, okay, grab my paper, just do this. It stamp my paper. Yeah. Say, I thought he denied me. Yeah. I thought he denied me. I was like, okay, we can just go home. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, that's so we can just go home. Then he said, go grab your visa next week.
Okay.
Bro, I don't know if I should cry. I don't know what I should do.
Yeah, just
the first person excited. I called was my sister. Yeah. The sister, me and she would grow up together and everything. I was like, hey, I just approved. They just approved my visa. Yeah. My sister doesn't really know familiar with the process and everything. He was like, oh, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, they just approved my visa. She was like, really? I was like, yeah. So then the next thing I did was I tested out this thing, but be better. I was like, hey, I got my visa approved and everything. You know, I'm very excited. I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
But then there was an issue. I didn't have money to buy my flight ticket.
Yeah.
So I didn't have money to buy my flight ticket. My mom doesn't have money, and I didn't want to tell my dad. It was like, you know, because me and my dad were kind of like, you know, we fell off. We fell off, you know.
Yeah.
So then, so I told that coach, okay, I have some people that I can connect you with, you know, here that will buy you this your ticket, but you won't be able to go meet Bobby Bates. I was like, what do you mean? Bobby Bates sent me the I-20 and everything. Mm-hmm. Then he was like, well, that's just it. No, we can't. That's how I was like, okay, well, for me, I just want to get out of Nigeria. I want a new opportunity. I'm telling you, like, I was 15. Mm-hmm. Like, I just turned 15.
Yeah.
I was
so
like,
2 years before, or a year before you and I met.
Yes. I was like, I just turned 15. I was like, I just want a new slate. I just want to start over. I just want a new everything. Mm-hmm. So then he actually come in with some coaches here, you know. So I was supposed to travel for the next 2 weeks, but they got postponed to almost a month. Then 2 months. So then I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. So then I actually left Nigeria and I came here. Mm-hmm. Like, so then when I'm trying to tell you what I was...
Keep going, dude. I love this story. I know it, but I want other people to hear it. Yeah.
I relate this thing to God, you know, to more like God. You know, when people say, "Oh yeah, there's no miracle," there's miracle.
There's plenty of miracles.
Because without God, there's no way this could have happened.
Yeah.
Like I feel like God just, for me, it's more like, you know, like God doesn't like. They say, people say like, yeah, you know, like if there's God, what does bad things happen? Yeah, bad things happen because He's trying to show His presence. Yeah. Good things happen because He's trying to show His presence. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to understand. We need to grasp that and say.
And you can't appreciate the good without going through the bad.
Yeah, we can't go into the bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to go through the bad that I went through. I'm never going to go through that, you know. Like,
I do want to hear I want people to hear, like, how you wound up at Liberty, though, where you were not met. Because I know that's kind of bad. That's not, like, I got you.
For me, I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm never going to go through the bad, you know, in Lagos, you know, like, you know, sleeping outside, you know, not having, like
not anything to eat,
Yeah, but I'm never going to go through that. But then I'm just trying to say, like, God always exists.
Absolutely.
So then I came here, you know, they connect me to a different coach, everybody was different, you know. Yeah. I didn't get to see Bobby Bates. Yeah. My goal is something like, when I make it, I'm going to reach out to Bobby Bates. Hey, I just want to appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you so much for helping me out. You know, like, it wasn't in my control. I wish it was in my control. Like, I wasn't the person behind everything that couldn't make me to see you. You know, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. I just want to see him and say thank you, you know. Yeah. Just say thank you. If I could do anything different, I would do it, you know. Yeah. But, yeah, I couldn't be able to meet Bobby Bates, you know. So I got here, and I got to meet these coaches. You know, the coaches was like, oh, hey, you know, I live in this, what is it called? Oh, my gosh, I forgot what it is. Is it? I forgot what it's called. But, like, you know this person, Terry Hill? No, Terry Massey. He played for...
Tyrann Mathieu?
No, Terry Massey.
Terry Massey. I don't know Terry Massey.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. So, you know, I came here, it was good. I met the coaches. You know, the first thing when we came here, we stopped in this thing, New York, from New York to Dallas. So they made this thing, the coach that's supposed to pick me up. He picked me up. He took me to high school. Then we just went there. He was like, hey, you want to shoot right now? Then they weighed me. When I just got here, I weighed like 178.
Yeah, you were light.
Yeah,
bro. I
was
like,
I weighed 170, like tiny. I weighed 178. He was like, wow, you don't eat? I was like, what? What do you mean?
Wasn't a lot out there. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. That's a bad
No, you good. No, I was like, yeah, I eat. You know, just my man has been going through a lot lately. You know. Yeah. So then, you know, they introduced me to AU. We started playing AU basketball, which was more like a different story. I don't want to go into that.
You're good.
Like, so then I was starting playing AU. So then this coach this ended up staying with, you know, he told me, it was like, hey, there's like this Liberty Christian. I felt like I went to talk to them. They said they would like to have you there. Mm-hmm. You know, so then that's how I ended up in Liberty Christian. Yep. So then later on, things happened. Yep. At the end, me and the coach crashed I don't really want to go into
You're
that.
okay. You're okay.
Yeah, so like,
but had a falling out into where you're kind of
yeah,
on your own.
how we falling out that he almost sent me to Nigeria.
Yeah.
So again, I relate this to God. In fact, I'll go one-to-one with this. So he took me to the airport.
Yeah.
He was sending me to Nigeria because of what happened. What happened was out of my control. Not me. It wasn't me.
You're good. You don't have to share.
Yeah, he was like, well, since it's like you can't really. He was like, since you can't really back me up. That mean I was saying to Nigeria, I was like, okay, coach, I can't really I can't really say anything else. If that's what make you happy, you can do whatever make you happy, you know.
Yeah.
So then he was sending me to Nigeria, bro. He booked the flight ticket. He invited 3 more people to take me to Nigeria. It was like 3 people. Yeah. I was working. There was like 3 people here. And they were getting me like I'm like a millionaire. They were like, like my buddy, you know, they were like getting me to the airport.
Yeah, Secret Service.
Yeah, so we got there. I checked in everything. I was waiting for my flight to, I wait for a flight. Yeah. So I was like, wow, you know how much I have in my pocket? I only had like I only had $35 in my pocket. Yeah. So then I was like, hey, can you give me some money so if I get home, I can use the money for this transport so I can get home?
My place.
He was like, no, I don't have money. He only gave me, I think he only gave me $35. He was like, I don't have money. He said, I don't have money. He was like, then he only gave me $35. Yeah. But the good news is that I had like $60 in my pocket because I said that, when we go to games, all those like people like, hey,
you did a meal stipend and stuff. You pocketed
it. Yeah, so I pocket, So then I was like, wow, like what am I going to do in Nigeria? Mm-hmm. So the things like, I was like, wow, I was like thinking about how I'm going to get to Nigeria, everything. Yeah. From nowhere. So, like, the issue that happened kind of, like, reflected. It was, like, between my parents. My parents now involved these issues that happened in Liberal Christian, that make the coach want to send me to Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So then, so the people that interview me, which is, like, Child Protective Services.
CPS.
Yeah, CPS. They interview me. I kind of recognized his do face, but I didn't really recognize his do face. He came from nowhere. He tapped my bag. Was like, hey, are you lost? I was like, right now, I think I'm lost. Yeah, I'm kind of lost. Yeah. He was like, hey, get her, let me take you to your family. Yeah. That's what he said, bro. You know what? I was like, I just got her. He was like, don't worry about your bag. I know your bag have already been checked in. Don't worry about your bag. I'll get your bag out and everything. Bro, I walk out like a boss. Hey, that dude was like, the coach was still outside waiting for my plane to this thing flew off. Yeah. He was watching me walking away. Going through the back airport, bro, walking out. Heck I was like, hell, I'll see you later.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's just like, that was where, like, for me, like, they say when God has something for you, there's nobody that can be able to take that thing from you. There's no way. No matter how hard they try to take that thing away from you, bro, they cannot, Yeah. So, then I end up with my family. I love my family to death. From to then to now, they.
You're talking about American family.
Yes, my adopted family.
Yeah, so I'm going to share this too really quick just to give a little, because whoever is listening.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how Israel and I met very briefly was I was playing football for Liberty Christian. My head coach was Coach Barton Hundley, who amidst all of this adopted Israel into his family. And Israel, that's why Israel's last name is hyphenated Isuman-Hundley.
I know, right? It's an amazing thing.
And, that is a wonderful, wonderful family whom I've had the pleasure of sharing a lot of meals at y'all's table. And obviously our friendship has blossomed a lot. But you were adopted into a family of 2 new sisters and your mom and obviously Coach and a couple horses.
Fun stories that we have right now. We have like 3 horses.
Oh, yeah?
4 cats. 4 dogs.
4 dogs.
4 dogs.
Y'all got a lot, man.
And tell me, like, I'm not a huge animal person.
You're not a huge animal person?
I'm not a huge animal person. Hey, don't get me wrong, I love our dogs.
Yeah.
I love our dogs.
But you're like, hey, when I get my own place, I don't know how many dogs I'm going to have.
0. 0. That's like 0. Because I just I don't like the smell. I don't like the smell. I don't like the hair. Like,
how loud they are.
I'm not trying to go to work. I want to look clean. You know, I want my house to be clean. You see, this place is freaking clean, bro.
Thanks,
my
man.
house always be that clean. You know, I don't know. You know, what about hair and everything? Don't get me wrong. I love them, but I just don't want that stress, bro.
No, I get you. But
so yeah, we have a lot. I'm like I don't know. We have a lot.
Yeah. But I just wanted to preface just for people who don't know, Coach Hundley adopted you, and man, that's really cool. And I know you know that, but like not a lot of people would put themselves in that situation of kind of just. It
has been huge adaptation between two people that didn't know each other. Yeah. Like.
Because you were kind of a man.
Yeah.
Obviously you weren't fully grown, but you, from your circumstances and your maturity, you were kind of a grown man.
Again, I feel like they trust me with two girls, which is like huge.
Yeah.
Like I love my sister to death.
Oh yeah.
So like the reason
you would die for and kill me for them if you had to.
Like Boston, which is my younger sister, it's just like when my parents was talking about, I was like, like growing up, I always wanted like a little sister because I have a younger brother and I have an elder sister.
Yeah, never a younger sister. Yeah.
Never a younger sister. So my sister and my little brother always bullied me when I was growing up. So I was like the middle. That's how I became.
Messed up.
That's how I became my grandma's favorite.
Yeah.
You know,
because you were bullied.
Yeah, so they were bullying me. You know, so I was like, I wish I have a younger sister that I can actually protect and that she can take my side. You know.
Yeah.
So that I always wanted a younger sister. So when they present this idea to me and everything, I was like, well, I have always wanted a younger sister, you know. Yeah. But I love Gracie today, though.
Of course.
You know, but like.
I know you're in Boston. Tight, though.
Boston, we like, when you say we always like fighting, you know, not like fighting, but like, you know, playing, you know, loving each other and everything. Yeah. Then like, I love Gracie today. Me and Gracie, we have always been studying together, studying body and everything. You know, it has been a huge experience. And like for me, I don't really know how I can thank my parents enough because they have always been there for me. You know, like in these situations, like people will like trying to be in your ears saying, "Oh yeah, they just want you because you know you look like athletes, you look like him." And if you didn't, no.
I always wondered if you got any of that. Because I never heard it around me.
Yeah, like
but
people.
I wondered if people had said
of course, you know.
Because I knew Coach Hundley. I knew that's not how he rolls, and I knew that you wouldn't take that into it.
So like for me, I just loved them from day one. Like don't get me wrong, in high school, my parents, my mom was very strict. You know,
I know
it was a very huge adjustment to me. You know, like like I can't take my phone to my room. You know, like I'm not allowed
to close the door, stuff like that.
You can't close the door sleep, but like you can't take your phone to your room. You know, you just like I was like, come on, like before you go to bed, you have to put your phone in the kitchen. Yeah. Like that phone can never pass the kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
I was like. Wow.
Hey man, I used to have to fend for myself, and now I have to report.
I was like, exactly. So imagine growing up from 2 years old, you're very dependent. You depend on yourself to survive. You depend on everything to yourself. Yeah. So then you kind of grown. So then now you depend on people. That's why for me, I never ask for people's stuff. I don't ask for, like, even though I'm broke.
You didn't ask for rides. I would have to tell you, like, I'd ask if you want to hang out, and you'd just be like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, I can't because I don't have rides.
Israel, I will come get you. Like, I'm not asking that.
Exactly.
I don't have money to go. Israel, I will pay for you. Like, I'm just asking you to hang out.
Exactly.
But the answer was always no at first until I told you that.
Exactly, because I don't like to disturb people with my life. You know? That's just me. So then coming there, then like I have to follow these rules and regulations. Which I love that there's that in place to make sure it's like you know we're doing the right thing. But then that was really hard on me. But
it's different.
Yeah, I had to adapt to that. They had to adapt to me being not talkative, not sharing my emotions. I was alone, you know. Yeah. Like my parents, I felt like my mom, she had a hard time with that. Mm-hmm. You know, my mom, she has come to every of my game in high school, in college, even rainy time, even when it's raining, she's there. I'll call her, I was like, hey, I don't really think I'm playing this game today. You don't have to come. She was like, I don't care. I just want to come support you. Yeah. I was like, I don't think I'm playing. Don't come. Yeah. She was like, no, I'm coming to support you. She will still come, bro. Though when it's raining, she's still there.
She wanted to support
her,
baby.
I got out of college, I got 2 jobs. One is in Oklahoma, and one is in Texas. Yeah. like she was like, I would love for you to get a job in Texas so you can come home for a while, save money before so that you can start life. Who does that? It would some American parents doesn't even do that. To say, tell kids to come back home, you know. And
come live for rent, at home rent free, so we could be around each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine, I was in the same boat. I was super blessed with that. But that's a rarity, dude. It doesn't happen.
Rare. I'm saying, like my first car, I bought my first car. It's like I had to use majority of my savings to buy my first car. Yeah. So I have about $8,000. Yeah. You know, my mom, she still support me. Yeah. And say, I'll give you a little to put down to add your money. To add your money to add your money to put down to get your car.
Your mother's a wonderful person.
Exactly.
I love your
mom.
Like
my mom and my dad, bro. Like who do that?
Your dad's great too.
So
I love both of them, man. They're wonderful.
Back then, people would tell me, hey, like don't trust them. No, like for me,
what are you talking about?
I feel like for me, I have always got my guts from the beginning. So I was like, no. So like I was like, nobody do that. Like I'm still under I'm 24, about to be 25. Yeah. I'm still under my parents' insurance. Yeah. You know, I'm still under that. My parents, this in healthcare, everything. Like they take care of me.
They're taking care of you
since they met me till now. You know, like on Sunday after church, when we met at church, I was like, me and my girl, we went to shopping and everything for my clothes and to start my new job.
Yeah, you got to go get a new wardrobe, like just more professional stuff.
No, more work stuff. Yeah. She sent me money to go buy this
work clothes. Of course she did. She's a wonderful person.
So like for me, like I can't just really like for me, I try to summarize that how amazing she is. Yeah. Like for me, I'm not really like a very emotional person. I can't really tell people, hey, you know, this, that. Yeah. I don't know how to show it, but I just trying to the best to, show, how grateful I am and everything. But I'm terrible at it.
Do you want to know something that would that she would love? I can tell you
what
right
is
now.
That?
I think if you were to just sit down and take the time, and I don't mean like take 5 minutes. I mean like sit down and like write down all of the things that you appreciate about your mom. And like in a really heartfelt letter. I know that's weird.
My handwriting's terrible.
That's okay. It's okay, dude. Like she can read it.
It's like I know. I'm just. I can type it. I'm just saying that. That's a good thing.
But like that stuff like that to your mom would mean the world. Of just saying, like, and I'm sure to your dad too. But like just be able.
My dad is amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like
don't get me wrong.
Being able to share that hey. I just want to let you know how thankful I am, and while I don't think I'll ever be able to pay you back for all that you've done for me, in the long run, I just want you to know how much it means to me and how much I appreciate you. Because you can say it, and that's awesome, but when it's like something that you write down and took time, it's gonna mean a lot to them.
I know, but
they're wonderful people, and I can't speak highly enough of them. I can't speak highly enough of you.
No. My mom is just more like, something like she's, sometimes you're like, don't get me wrong, I feel like me and my mom, we have like different perspective of things. Yeah. I wish I respect her perspective, I respect my perspective. We have like different views of things, which like I respect hers and I respect mine. But her personality is like something you can't comprehend.
No.
You can't comprehend.
You can't comprehend even my sister, you can't replicate it.
You can't comprehend. Like,
one of a kind.
Even my sister and just like, wow, she's one of a kind. Because she was like, I always hear like bad things about white people. I was like, she was like, but
I'm sorry for laughing.
No.
You're so right.
That's what I said. She was like, I always hear bad things about white people, but like, like there's good ones. I was like, girl, there's good in everybody. Don't differentiate people with their skin color. Yeah. I don't differentiate people with their skin color. I love everyone, bro. Agreed. Like for me, I want you to show me who you are. Agreed. Then for me to give you chances for you to even mingle with me. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in high school that I can be friends with and benefit a lot. Yeah. Benefit from that one when we were in high school in Liberty Christian, like rich people. People I can be friends with.
Hey, bro, I wasn't rich. Like I was. No. I'm just saying, like I was with you, bro. I was like, holy smokes, these people got money.
Yeah, I could be friends with, and I would benefit from it. But no, I didn't want to because like their personality was different from mine. It wasn't like that person was bad. No, it wasn't just like.
But their motive wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't just the best. So for me, I had to stay away, and then I met you. Then I met David. Yep. Like me and David was like, David was like, since I met and David met, so we're in this thing at lunch table. You know how we all ate together? Yeah. We're eating. So David was like just a new high school kid that doesn't
super
really know
quiet.
anyone. Quiet.
Like, oh my gosh,
silent. He was just sitting alone, silent.
Yeah.
I was like, so for me, I was like the cool kids that's like told everyone like they want to talk to. They know their mission and name.
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah, we were like all laughing, jabbing together. And I just saw David sitting down together. For me, my mood changed because I don't like that. I don't like people
don't feel like you're by yourself.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's he's not part of the group.
Yeah.
No, because like the people I was sitting with is like the most cool kid in school.
Yeah.
It was like for me, I wasn't trying to be the cool kid. Yeah, so it's like, you know, like I wasn't trying to be that. I was like, then I saw David. I was like, then I saw my friends. I was like, hey man, I was like, you can join our group. You know, you can join. Come here, come talk. He was like, really? I was like, yeah, come. You know. Yeah. So that since then we became friends.
I love David.
Like,
I haven't talked to him forever.
Yeah, he taught me how to drive. He's the David was the first person that taught me how to drive. David took me to this thing. So back then in high school, I had like this girl. She was in college. I was in like a sophomore. Nobody knows this. But I was. My mom knows.
I didn't know this.
My mom knows, but she was like, that's
I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
When was this?
I was like a sophomore. I thought I was a junior in high school or like a sophomore.
Yeah.
So I remember that's when I was running track. Yeah. Sophomore.
Yeah. So it was when I was.
Yeah. It was when you were there. Yeah, you were there.
What school was she at? You can say that. I don't know who it is.
I know, but like,
do I know who it is?
No, you don't.
Okay,
No. She was like far away. She was like 2 hours from here.
Okay,
yeah. So we started talking. You know, she was in college. She was a freshman in college. I was like, new in high school. So
hey, you like them older girls too.
Exactly.
You know I do.
Hey, I do.
I've only ever dated. The youngest girl I ever dated was 2 years older than me.
I love mature people. So then David. There was a time this girl, my parents.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's okay.
You're not gonna get in trouble, bro. Just go ahead.
My parents they were not towel. My parents they were not towel. I was like, hey David, I'm at home alone. I don't want to be home alone. He was like, what do you want to do? I was like, I'd love to go see this in my girl. He was like, where the girl live? I was like, she's like 2 hours away. 2 hours away. They was like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything. Let's go.
Let's do it.
This dude drove me 2 hours to go see
What school was it at? Just tell me the school.
No. We went to their house.
Oh, where did she live? Come on, you can share that, dude. Come on, it'll be fine.
Wait, I have to remember. It's like a small town. So like Commerce.
Commerce?
Yeah.
I don't know Commerce.
No, this college. Is it like?
Texas A&M Commerce.
Yes.
Yeah. She's over there in West Texas, kind of area.
That area.
Okay, that's all I know.
That area.
I'm gonna figure out who it is. I'm kidding. That's funny.
Yeah.
David was a real one.
Come on, me and David has done crazy thing. Like
I know.
I hope like David wedding. Like I be able to give to talk and express
speak at his wedding.
How amazing that person was. Like David was the person that a man. He wasn't a Christian. He wasn't. I feel like he was a Christian, but he didn't really believe in I don't think he has a relationship with God and anything. Don't get me wrong. I struggle right now. Like for me, I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't do that. So for me, I need to find a way back to that. Yeah. But then back then in high school, I had to go to church every Sunday. Call my mom.
Yeah, you didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. So every Sunday, so my mom make us to go to church. My dad make us to get ready early. My dad you gotta get ready before an hour before church.
Early is on time. On time is late. Late is unacceptable. I learned that lesson.
We get to church an hour early. Sit there.
Yeah.
And watch everyone coming to church.
Yeah.
After church, we stay behind.
Yep.
We leave late, bro.
I know, dude. I remember I used to walk by and be like, well, bye, yes. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.
I was like, I just want to go home and go lay down, but we done with church. What are we still doing here? It's like, well, we want people to drive off. We don't want I was like, we can't live easily. We can't live, But I had to go to church every Sunday. Which is like, then now just realizing how David has come so far, and he's not going to church, bro. So me back then was more like I was saying, David, oh yeah, God exists and everything. But now, me and David, whenever I go eat with David, it was like, easy. Can we pray before we eat?
I love it.
That moment always touched me, bro. I was like, bro, I'm falling behind. David is moving forward. You know what is crazy? Michael Manny.
Michael C. He just got engaged.
Michael C. Man, you know that he just got engaged.
Saw it, dude.
Oh yeah.
I love Michael.
So Michael C. and David, they became my very close friend in this and a little bit Christian. You know, like outside of you, because you're.
No, it's cool. I was older.
You're like older. 2 years older. Yeah. So in my class, they became my very close friend.
Yeah.
So then, back then, Michael C. was looking me in the eyes. It was easy. I can never get married. because I'm not a good person. That's what he told me. I was like, bro, don't ever say that. You will get married someday. And I will come to your wedding.
Yeah.
You know, like, you will get married. Because then he was dating one of my very good friends, MK. So he was dating MK, you know, like, something happened. And so then he told me, he will never get married. Then after that, he dated 3 of my very good friends. Yeah. Because of that, 2 of them, we became, like, we fell off. Because of my, they 2 of those friends, we fell off, you know. But so now he's engaged. Yeah. David has a girlfriend.
Yeah. You got a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend. Yeah. So we just had like this amazing story. Yeah. And it's just moving forward.
Absolutely.
But the most amazing part is that then Michael didn't believe in Jesus Christ. He don't care about anything about Christ. Yeah. Now Michael preach the word of God to people. It's
amazing, dude.
Like for me, so when I realize all these things, all these facts, all these factors, I feel like I'm falling behind and they're moving forward. Which I know I am not, but like it just.
Why do you feel like you're falling behind though? Is it just comparison, or you just don't feel like you hear his voice? No, really
comparison, because I feel like these people that during back then they didn't believe in Jesus Christ. I was the one telling them, hey, I feel like there's Jesus Christ always existed. They need to believe in this, they need to believe in that. But now me and David going to breakfast to eat breakfast. They say, hey, Izzy, can we pray before we eat? Yeah. Michael said me, oh, Izzy, I just preach to these people. Those are the things I don't do. Yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm falling behind, Well, so I'm very amazed about the things they have accomplished. That's what I'm just saying.
I had sorry about that. No, you good. I'm gonna plug that back in here in a second. Yeah, I got it. But I had an epiphany the other day at church, which was really cool. You and I are both very passionate about the weight room. Yeah, and about working out. Like, it's therapy. What? It's like our favorite thing.
Bro, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, so people like to, for me, I feel like, I have body dysmorphia. Yeah.
You're just never big enough. You're never like big enough. Slender, or whatever it is. Yeah.
I went to the gym today. I just went to play pickup basketball.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do cardio, play pickup basketball, cause like this was like my 3rd time at the gym. So it's like, it's called this thing, Fitness Connection in Denton. Yeah. So this is my 4th time going there. I was like, no, let me go play pickup basketball because I just wanted to sweat. Yeah. So I went there, I was like playing basketball. Nobody wanted to guard me. Yeah. I was like, I ain't trying to.
You're giant.
I'm a cost. I'm trying to guard this big motherfucker. Yeah. I was like, I look at myself, I look tiny. Like, I need to be bigger.
Not at all. What are you talking about?
Like,
I feel the same way.
They were like, you huge. This was like, bro, what do you do to work out? I was like, what do you mean? I'm trying to be bigger. I was like, what? I'm like 270 though, but like I just feel like I still look tiny.
You never feel big enough, yeah.
I was like, you humongous. Yeah. I was like, stop that.
Bro, I feel the same way. Somebody would be like my people in my office are like, dude, you're giant.
Yes,
I'm like, bro, no, I played football with giants. Like, I know what big people look like. Like, I was normal. I was normal size. But like, I get around other people, I'm big. But like, but you and I both have that passion of like pushing heavy weight and growing and all that, right? So think about this. You spiritually, right? This is how I felt. Maybe this is how you feel. Spiritually, I'm really skinny. I'm really malnourished. I'm not eating my protein. I'm not working out. No. If you go to the gym once a week, you gonna get bigger? You gonna get stronger?
No.
Exactly. Well, that's how I've been feeling about my faith lately, right?
I think we're on the same page.
Because I feel like, okay, I'm about to get married, and I got to be the spiritual leader of the household. Mm-hmm. And I'm still selfish. I've still got stuff I need to work on and fix. But I was thinking the other day, if I took my faith as seriously as I took just going to the gym, if I elected to spend an extra hour a day with God in some capacity, whether I was reading the Bible, spending time in prayer, talking to people, going to a Bible study, I would be spiritually way more in shape than I am now. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes I think a lot of people feel like they have to treat their faith like it's a passion, right? Like, if I'm not feeling the passion to do it, then it doesn't mean as much. Like, I should feel on fire all the time. I don't think anybody feels on fire all the time, at least starting out. And I think the other thing is the important thing, because a relationship with God is still a relationship. You have to put effort into it. So if you and I say we have a relationship, but we talk once a year or whenever, right? I don't think we have much of a relationship. Now, life happens and all that, but you have to carve out time and be intentional for that relationship to grow. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%.
And I think that's because that's exactly how I feel, right?
That's how I feel, bro. Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, that's what I said. Like, when I see David and I see Michael, I see these people that I was telling back then, hey, come on. I felt like Jesus Christ exists. Like, for my story, like, what have I went through, bro? Like, I was like live to date, live to date, like look at me in the face, say, hey, what's up, like stuff like that. Like, I still survived that, That's not just that's not coincidence.
No,
that's
not at all.
There's this, they say, whatever God said you will achieve, nobody can block that from you.
Absolutely.
So like that's what I was trying to take them back then. So then sitting them to see what they have accomplished, to see what Michael have accomplished, to see David, he's not medical school. I love him today. That dude is one of the most brilliant person I know.
He's genius.
He helped me a lot. But bro,
I haven't talked to him in so long.
No, like I feel like I'm happy him too much. Like his head might be big. No, I'm just excited. But like But no, he's one of the most brilliant person I know. He very disciplined. I love him. Like he's very disciplined. Like that dude. Like I don't like school, but I work hard. The difference between like you like school than you work hard. David likes school. Yeah. Like that dude can say okay, and he's
excels intelligent.
Yes, he excels intelligent, and he's very disciplined. Yeah. That dude go to bed every day 9:30. I think 9:30.
Good for
him. He was like, hey, easy, you gotta come in by no, he go to bed 10. He was like, you gotta come in by this thing 8 because I'll go to bed 10. I was like, who go to bed 10? Like, even though like I would have football, have practice like this at 5:30. I still go to bed like 1:30, 12.
Yeah.
Like I don't go to.
I'm not going to bed at 10.
Like like fall camp, the most hardest time ever. Yeah. Like during fall camp. Yeah. Like we have practice like from this in 7:30 till this in 6:30. Yeah. It's like long time. There's like, hey, when y'all go home, turn your light off, go to bed. You know what I do? Go home, turn my light on and watch TV till freaking 1:30 before I go to bed.
Play FIFA, whatever.
Play FIFA, like,
you gotta have that outlet of like getting your mind off of football for a little bit.
My freshman year was horrible.
Yeah.
My freshman, you know what I did?
So hard,
my freshman, you know what I did?
Yeah.
I had a hard time my freshman year.
Yeah.
So
same. Everybody did.
Don't get me wrong. When I step on the field, when we're trying to do practice, when we're trying to run, when we're trying to lift, nobody can outlift me.
Yeah.
All my friend can tell you that.
All
my friend can tell you. All my friend can tell you right now. If I'm lying, they would know. I'm not lying.
I know.
So like,
I've shared the field with you. I know this is true.
Our freshman year, like I'm a very competitive person, but I hate to lose. Yeah. That feeling of losing is feel like sinking to me. Like, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm a loser. Yeah. So my freshman, I would drink my freshman year, stay up till 3:30. Yeah. I have to, cause like freshmen have to go run with the new people like the varsity early in the morning. So we have to leave, then go run, then leave till around like 3:30 p.m. So then I would sleep like 3:30, bro. Woke up like 5. Yeah. And go run with them and kill everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Like I would be awake till like 4 sometimes. I was like, how did I do that? Like I don't know how I did that. My friend was like, "Easy, like you should go to bed." Like like
imagine what you could do if you got 8 hours of sleep.
For me, like, I was like, I don't know, man. Sometimes there's just a lot of thoughts in my head. I can't just go to bed. I just sometimes just watch TV or that's just me. Like I was like, it's crazy. Like, I just couldn't go to bed.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. So what I'm just trying to say is that I wasn't disciplined enough. Yeah. But then when you come to see David, like he's a very disciplined person. Like
he's not even in athletics. He's just disciplined in his life.
No, he's just in life. Like he studied. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna read this and do this." Like he did research this sermon and everything, bro. Like he's a very, very, very disciplined person.
There's a lot of value in developing and being able to hold yourself accountable to a disciplined routine, because
What?
It lets you just. It's almost a superpower.
I'm telling you.
When you do what you said you were gonna do when you said you were gonna do it, over
consistently,
and over and over again, consistently.
Very being consistent.
All of a sudden, you'll look up. This happened. I can even trace back to recently. So I told myself because I want to get back to a 400-pound clean. I just want to get to that point. Right, it's my thing.
Yeah.
And I told myself okay. I was coming off that ankle injury in college and just got behind a desk and just kind of I'm not gonna say let myself go because I wasn't fat or anything, but just didn't.
No.
I just stopped working out super hard, and I decided I wanted to do it, and I dedicated 3 months to just working out 5 days a week, heavy lifting, all that. I put on 17 pounds of muscle. And I just did what I said I was going to do every single day. Yeah. And I look up, and I didn't even know. I wasn't weighing myself or anything like that. And I just looked at what I started out at on the weight, on body weight and in what I was lifting. And then I look up because it just kind of flew by because there was so much stress and everything going on that this is the only thing I was doing consistently. And I was like, dude, there was some serious progress that happened, right?
I'll tell you, bro.
Discipline's so important.
One of the most important things. For me, I think, trying to start a new job.
Yep.
Yep. I can't use my, college, my freshman year to compare, starting a new job. But the only thing I would say to just run up that topic is more how disciplined my friend is, David. How, undisciplined I was, but we still have the same balance to help each other out.
Absolutely.
That's the best thing in life.
You helped him take it easy. He helped you to lock in. Yeah, and that's important. And it's so something I've talked to a few buddies about. I don't know how this is going to look, but something I would love to do. One of the reasons I started this podcast is because I have a bunch of really cool people in my life who are heavily driven and want to better themselves and want to go accomplish things, but they also have really cool experiences, right? You being obviously one of them. And something I want to just explore is a ministry in competing and doing difficult things, right? I don't know about you. Some of the times I feel closest to God is when I'm working my butt off, right? And whatever it is, right? Whenever me and some friends would, in college, we'd go get an extra lift, we'd go run the hill, we'd go do all these things, right? And we'd go grab breakfast later, and we'd talk about it's almost like the runner's high. You feel super gratified.
That's what we did in high school.
Remember when we would do that? Yes.
Eat breakfast and talk.
And we talk about God and we talk about life. There is ministry in suffering, right? And there's ministry in subjecting yourself to difficult things. Whenever we would do that with Coach Neal, it was awesome. And I love Coach Neal.
I love Coach Neal.
He's on my list.
He was trying to even hang out with you. He was like, bro, is around. I don't think so. He told me he was going to Colorado. I was like, let's call him so we can go.
So listen, by the way, I love Coach Neal. I want to help him with everything. I want to help him with his rack row. I want to do all this stuff.
The people that will be in my life forever is Coach Neal family, you, and bro. Coach Neal embraced me.
Yeah.
I know I was a hardworking person,
Yes.
For me, okay, this is what is crazy. My strength coach, I feel like my strength coach know me more than my football coach.
Yeah.
You know why
Mine
it was
did
like
too.
that? Yes.
Mine did
know
too.
why it's that? Because I was the more hardworking person in this weight room.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, I was working hard on the field though, but I wasn't enjoying it more than I was doing it in the weight room.
Yeah.
In the weight room, I want to do more. Yeah. My strength coach was telling me, hey, Izzy, you better stay away from that stuff.
Dude, they said the same thing to me. They're like, hey, you're going to hurt yourself.
I'll tell you.
You're going too hard.
When you talk to Coach Glass today and say, hey, how was Israel in the weight room? How was Israel in the football?
Yeah.
I don't think Coach Glass have any negative thing he would ever say about me.
Mine was Coach Butler. If you make it to my wedding, because I know you got Gracie's right before that or right after. If you make it, you're going to meet Coach Butler. And he and Neil would have gotten along so well, bro.
I'll tell you. So so then the only reason I was talking about is just thinking about I don't know what it's my strength coaches know me way in person. How I express myself. Cause I'm the person when I get to the weight room, I'm always loud.
Yep.
I'm always loud.
Same here.
And I'm always very not insultive, But you know how I push my teammates is by insulting them. Saying,
yeah, just like, dude, that's all you're doing?
Yeah, that's all you're doing.
It's like, dude,
come on.
look, hey, the DB over there, you're a defensive lineman. The DB over there is doing what you're doing. I would do the same thing.
I insult every of my teammates. Bro. That's how everybody know, bro.
I used to yell at Coach Butler. I'd be on the other rack, and Coach Butler's on the other side. He's coaching. And he's like, "Hey, coach, he doesn't want his set. Give me his set of squats." Like BS like that.
That's what Coach Glass like that about me. Like when I left, when I was done, you know, I went to see Coach Glass. You know, like every coach is on that distant staff. I don't think they will ever have any negative things to say about me, you know, because I never did anything wrong. You know, I've always on my share. You know, I always work hard. Whenever they call my name, I'm always there. You know, so like, you know, the only reason why I just didn't go back and see Coach Glass every day, the few times I was in Stillwater, was because of like, you know, I just wanted to stay away, bro, because like going, you know, being done with something, then the people that they were in your life during that time, then when you see them trying to be cool and trying to be friendly, you know, trying to be all positivity, but they were not with you back, you know, when you needed them most. You know, it's just more like one of the most disrespectful thing ever.
They act like what they did didn't matter.
Yeah, so like for me, I try to stay away from that. So that's why I didn't really go back. But for me right now, I feel like Coach Glass is here in this house, say like Coach Glass and a few of the coaches that were in that place. I feel like Coach Glass is the person that can relate to me more because of like I can really express myself in the weight room. Yeah, I can express how I feel if I'm lifting.
There's no politics in the
no,
weight room.
There's no.
It is.
Oh
who
my
can
gosh.
lift the most, the hardest, who's working the most diligently. There's no favoritism. There's no anything like that.
There was a day I was full body cramping.
Yeah.
Full body cramping. Like he's giving me Gatorade and everything. You know, says he gotta drink water. Yeah. I still finished my workout. Yeah. Like I didn't stop. Yeah. Like he's like, oh yeah, I still finish my workout. You know, that's more like the things that for me I feel like, you know, that's what like whenever I feel like I put my mind into, I will accomplish on that thing.
I agree.
You know, that's just like the thing. I feel like everyone can too. You know, that's just like the things. I feel like sometimes we choose the things we need to do and the things we don't need to do. You know, which is very, I don't know, like it's crazy. It's crazy how this life is.
Yeah. Let's talk about Neil for a second because Neil is a good friend of both of ours. And I know like I talk to Neil a lot, even though we don't get to talk all the time. Like I want to come visit and work out at Liberty, but that's a full 30 minutes. You should.
I would thought like
I want to, bro.
I thought like you live like far away.
No, I work in Addison though. Well, so I'm work 7 to 4 in Addison. By the time I could get over to Argyle though, that's like by that time it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock. He's going home.
7 to 4.
7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Why?
I miss the traffic.
Oh, I know, but like, why is it 7? So you choose your time?
Well, they said the options at my work were 8 to 5 or 7 to 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you wake up like 6:30 and go to work?
I wake up at 5 and I'll just go do like I'll go do some cardio. I'm trying to read through the New Testament right now, so I'll read 5 chapters in the New Testament. Write out my day, spend some time talking with God. So this is a new routine, and then I'll leave here by 6:20.
So what time do you go to bed?
I go to bed at like it depends on the day, like 11:30 sometimes. Like I gotta call Hope a lot, and it's about to change. I mean, you know, I'm about to accept a job in Colorado and move back up.
You excited about that job?
I'm excited. I'm excited for what's to come. It's a little nerve wracking because going back up, but. It's going to be good.
That's good.
But Neil is...
I'm just trying to take a picture and send it to my...
Go ahead, send it, dude. Send a picture, man. Take one. But, yeah, Coach Neil is a really cool case because he's in such an awesome opportunity where he gets young men at their most vulnerable they'll ever be in their adult life, both physically and mentally. He gets to break them down even further, and then he gets to build them up with the gospel because it's a Christian school.
Hey.
And he has pushed me... to some of the hardest things I've ever done in my entire life.
Coach Neil is one of the most crazy persons.
Bro, Coach Neil needs to go train fighters.
Thinking about you want to go lift your Coach Neil, he needs to go to military.
I promise.
Don't get me wrong. Like, hey, when I was in high school, I was the only. I feel like I was among me and you was the person that challenged him.
I didn't have him in high school. I didn't have him until I left. Yeah, he got there right as I was leaving. Like
you miss out,
bro. I know I missed out, but then I came back and I started. Like, here's the funny thing: I didn't train with him the first year I came back because I didn't know it was an option. Because I didn't know him, and I was like, well, I don't know him, and I used to go here, but like I feel like he doesn't know me, so it'd be weird. Then the second year, I did like once or twice because it was a weirder time. And then I really started training with him 2019.
During COVID year.
And then right into COVID.
Yeah, where we were like doing that crazy workout.
So I'm going to say this too. I was going through a breakup. I was going through, our season got canceled. I was going through all these things, right? It was just really hard. And there was no gyms anywhere, bro. So I'm just cranking out like 500 push-ups a day and go run, and that's all I could do. And Neil says, hey, man, if you don't believe in that COVID crap, come to my garage. And so it was me, you, Andre,
Grant
Sawyer.
Yeah, Grant Sawyer.
Grant Sawyer. And then my buddy Jacob came.
Yeah, Jacob. Yeah.
He's coming to the bachelor party. Are you making?
Oh, really?
Are you going to that, by the way, this weekend?
When is this weekend?
It's this weekend.
Oh, I can't make it this weekend.
I thought
it's
this
weekend.
Make
it this weekend.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
So it's like this Saturday.
It's Friday through Sunday.
Oh no, I can't make it.
It's all good, brother.
Yeah.
No worries.
I'm sorry, my brother.
No worries,
I'm sorry.
man. You're good.
I'm sorry.
But no. So you, me, and Andre and Grant Sawyer would go, and we would work out like 3 hours.
Oh my
4 hours in this hot garage, just hitting heavy. And the cool part about it was there's only one squat rack.
Don't forget about the crazy workout we did.
Which one?
It was like 20 reps and 1 set.
Oh yeah! Oh God! I tried to forget.
We finished I finished like 365 or squat.
Oh,
remember, like
dude, I only had 315 on it to start.
Yeah, you did.
And then I got to the end, and I was like, I rack it, and I just. Just
no,
fell
because
over.
like you remember, I feel like the reason why like he couldn't catch up was because me and Coach Neil started out my garage.
I was
and
caught up at the end.
No,
but it took me a while.
No, I'm saying like we started way before that. Like we started at my house.
Garage,
yeah, because then I was playing music. I was playing like like all those like Tupac and everything. My parents doesn't like that song. So I was mad. I was like, okay, we can go to Coach Neil's house.
Yep. And then he had a squat rack and all that stuff. But dude,
so yeah,
I was, at that point, the heaviest I had been because I was still an outside linebacker. So I was 255, and I had like 10% body fat, dude, just from working out with y'all all the time. Like, we did that for 3 months.
We did.
We did it for 3 months where there was nothing to do, so we just go work out.
Yeah.
Go work out. Go train.
When I tell my friends that, I actually got 365 for 20 reps, they look at me and it's like, no, you didn't. Yes, but for me, like this difference, like more like I can count that, just because it was a crazy time. But right now, I wouldn't count that because like I wasn't going down. If
full
you check,
depth,
if you check my workout now, whenever I'm squatting, I go full depth.
You get full depth.
Yeah, I go full depth now. I used to
like seeing it now, I'm like, oh, dude, that is way deeper than I thought you could get.
My leg was weak. You remember my leg was weak in high school. Like I had like a weak lower body. All you
did was lift upper body.
Oh my gosh,
that's all you did. You like bench press,
I look like
and then and you like curls, and then you like bench press.
I look like a Hulk without legs. I look straight and like, oh my gosh,
dude, like that's so real, man.
No. I was so weak in this thing lower. Like my squat was terrible. Yeah. But when I that's again. Coach Glass, bro, like he make you to go, down, full. Like I'm telling you, like I'm saying, like
it's not 90 degrees, it's butt to grass.
Yes, so this is what it. So there's a lot of people that dislike Coach Glass and dislike Coach Gonde.
Yeah,
a majority of the players. For me, I really don't have issues with those people with their politics and rules and everything because I feel like
those rules, for everybody.
Those rules lead me to success.
Yes.
Because Coach Glass,
for a reason.
Yes, Coach Glass rules just like show up.
Yeah.
Show up and have good attitude.
Yep.
Like which I feel like, like Coach Gonde is more like, he's trying to make you from a boy to a man.
Yeah.
I respect those rules, which I feel like, that's why like I never really dislike any of those people.
Yeah.
I feel like they have high power, and they take care of their people well. Like Coach Gonde, I don't know, like I feel like, he rules, like, he wasn't saying, hey, you might think like football doesn't do things for you, but football turned you from a boy to a man.
Agreed.
Teach you a lot of things to, which is that for me, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree
Helps
because
you grow up, man.
Yeah, bro, imagine waking up 5:30 every day.
Yeah.
And go lift. This is not just about this in theory. We're talking about practical. You know, you healing, you doing like physical stuff. But now I'm going to a world that I just need to wake up and go talk to people.
Dude, it's so easy. I got to like that's the hilarious. We got a girl in my office who is like she left the office crying the other day because she was on the phone with the manager and the manager said, "Quit stalking me," and hung up. And she was crying over that. I said, "That's it?" I had a coach once told me, and I'm not gonna say the exact words.
No.
He said, "F you, F your mother for having you. If you were black, I would like you better." Like all of these things, and he said, "You're the reason we lost this game." Like all of these things, like, and I just have to sit there and be like, "Yep, okay." I can't cock back and swing. I can't do anything, bro. And it's like that's just it teaches you to be tough and what is actually hard and what isn't. You know, it gives you perception and perspective.
Yeah. So for me, mostly like you know, at the end of the season, you know, Coach Gundy, you know, he was like, you know, talking to the seniors, he was like, you know, like, because I was done, bro. Yeah. I was done mentally, physically, and everything. You know, there was majority of the times, like, I was like, I told my mom, I was like, you know, after I got my, you know, bachelor, which like for me, I love to finish where I started. I always like to finish where I started. You know, after I got my bachelor, I told my mom, I was like, hey, I don't think like I can do this anymore. You know, physically, mentally, spiritually, I think I'm done with this. You know, this is way more depressing to, you know, to many things, you know. But then it wasn't just that. So like what got me through those process and those moments was I had friends that we all came from Nigeria together that were going through the same thing that I was going through too. Yeah. So then, you know, like it was more like something we call each other every evening, talk about, you know, what happened today. You know, it was more like, dude. You know, when you got to know about Nigeria, we're very aggressive people. Okay. Not like aggressive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like aggressive. Like, you know, we like to fight. Yeah, just like how we talk. No, how we talk. You know, like, you know, like we straightforward. You know, like when we trying to tell you something, we tell you straighthtforward. Like I don't.
For 10 years.
Like, I don't care. I know. I don't care. I don't care if you hurt your feelings.
You've almost got me in trouble a lot. Hey, because we'd be driving by when you first got here. When you first got here, Israel. We'd be driving by windows down at a gas station, like, look how hot she is. Look at this fine ass girl over here. Windows down, she's pumping gas. I'm like, bro, Israel. So you're gonna get us in so much trouble.
That's a fun story. You know, I feel like American culture and Nigerian culture is so different because, like, in Nigeria, you can't, you know, like, you know, compliment someone and say, "Hey, you look so beautiful today," without like having anything.
You should be able to do that.
Yeah, but here it's different. But here, if you compliment someone, it mean like you like them. I didn't know that. Yeah. So there was a time, you know, I was compliment people, but then there was a time I saw this girl. She was big.
Oh.
Yeah. I look at my mom.
You called it how you saw it.
No. I look at my mom. I was like, "Wow, this girl, she's fat." I always like, "You can't say that." I was like, "Why not?"
Where's like you can? Like,
yeah, like, I was like,
don't say it to her.
I was like, "Why not?" She was like, "No, you can't." No, I didn't say it to her, but I was loud enough for that she
probably
could
heard
she could hear me. You know, I was like, she was like, "No, you can't say that." I was like, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't know I can't say that because in Nigeria we don't care. We tell you how it is. Like we tell you, hey, if you messed up, we tell you, hey, you messed up.
I want somebody to tell me.
Yeah, like if you messed up, we tell. That's what. Whenever you're online and you see, you know, a Nigerian person messed up and post the video online. Yeah. Oh my gosh, read through the comments. Nobody's polite. Nobody's polite. You know, here, like, you know, we're trying to say, "Oh, you're very rude." We don't see rudeness in Nigeria. No, what do you mean about rudeness? We tell you how it is. We honest. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I saw something the other day about Nigerian culture, which made me laugh really hard. So there's an account that talks about the Nigerian dad.
Yeah.
And it's stereotypes, right? I'm not going to talk about anything that's really bad stereotypes, obviously, because it's not my place to do so. But he said, like, Nigerian dads find the most poetic way to say something. So instead 100%. Of saying, bro, he said, instead of saying, "I had a bad day," the Nigerian dad said, "My enemies have succeeded." like stuff like that, and I was like when I met you, I was like, this is very accurate.
Like my enemy will not kill me.
Bro.
Like, hey, this one thing again is more like, you know, whenever like this, whenever this, let me say, bad thing happen, your village people have come for you. Like, like, bro, it's just how it is, bro. Like, I feel like, you know, to me, it's more like, you know, again, I feel like Nigeria is a beautiful country. Yeah. I wish, like, you know, we have like a good leaders. I wish we have a good government. I wish it wasn't that corrupt. I feel like Nigeria be the most beautiful place in the world that people would like to visit and people would like to experience the culture. We are very welcoming people and we love everyone without the skins or everything. Don't get me wrong. There's like a tribal. I would say that there's a kind of like tribal confusion, which is more like, you know, like we have like a. Nigeria is a big country. It's just a big country. Like we have
a lot of different people groups.
A lot of different people groups. We have about, I think it's about 522 languages. 522 languages. We have a lot of different culture. Like Edo State. Yeah. In Edo State, so I'm from Edo State. Yeah. In Edo State, we have a lot of languages. Yeah. Like for me, I'm from Edo, so the Edo is like the city. So I'm from Uromi. So Uromi speak different language from Edo. Yeah. So, but with the same. So state.
English wasn't the primary language over there. Yeah. So how many languages can you speak?
I can speak like 4, but I can speak 4, but like apparently kind of like 2 fluently.
All right, I want you to do me a favor because I'm curious because we've never done this. I want you to say something to me in a native language of.
So mostly like, you know, we speak Pidgin English. You know.
Okay, so
we speak Pidgin English. It's more like it's English, but growing up, I speak native language. So then, like, let me say.
Say my name is Israel and I play or whatever.
No. What's crazy is that I can still understand my language, but I feel like my language is getting away from me. My dialect language, because
you don't
I
speak
left.
it.
No, I left village a long time ago. I went to Lagos, which I speak Pidgin English. Yeah. So I'm more like a Pidgin person now. More like Pidgin. I speak more Pidgin more than I speak my dialect. But like, you know, in my dialect, you know, like when I say Israel. So let me say my grandma woke up. She was like, "Hey, Izzy, we need to go to this farm. You know, we're going late." It's like Israel. When he doing that, what this thing at Bano, man, she, or this thing.
I'm so lost.
So you know, let me say, is what did all buy, what all lay by, you know, what all lay by, this thing. Only iba manyena, this thing. Man didn't matter long by Elena. Yeah. So it's the more like, you know, you need to come, let's eat together because this food, like, we need to eat it today. Yeah. So this is more like, that was my dialect language. Okay. So then when you come to this in Pidgin is more like similar to this in English. If someone pay attention, you know, like pay attention and this thing, you can pick it up. Yeah. So when I say, hey, this thing, bros, how far? How your day? What you do today?
So just a lot less adjectives.
More like, what's up? How was your day? What did you do today? You know, which is like very easy. So it's more like, but.
Yeah, that's why your English is so good going into the US.
Yeah, it's easy though because when me and my Nigerian friends start speaking that, no, it's not. Yeah. Because we're very fast, and like it's more like, you know, like, again, we sound like, again, like I told you, Nigerian people are aggressive. It's not like we're aggressive, but when we talking, we're more loud, you know, talk because we happy, you know.
It's just how you talk.
It's like in Nigeria, let's say like right now, if I see you, I say, bro, what's up? How was the day? That's friendship. But if I see my Nigerian friend, you did Chris. Me like, are you crazy?
Yeah, you the crazy. I've heard that one. I know that one. Yeah.
Like you the crazy, go and punish you. Like, you know, what did they do?
Just a lot more
like,
intense.
That's more like, that's me saying, how was your day? You know.
Yeah.
That's me greeting him, trying to know, you know, like.
Yeah, I got you.
It would have, like, for me, if I want to say, hey man, you look good today, like. Yeah. Go and punish you. Say I just find it how they crazy. What to be all this way you put on? You know, not like a straight compliment, but more like. Insulting, but like direct compliment that which both understand, but other people like, yeah, you're like very aggressive, you're
mean to each other.
Yeah, we mean each other, but like, we know, like
this is just how we express affection.
Yes, like just more like it's different.
Which
like,
is
I
probably
love
why you have a harder time like expressing your feelings with your mom.
Yes,
stuff like that.
No, for me, that's just more as a person. For me, I like to observe. You know, I like to observe the situation. I like to make sure it's like, you know, I don't say things out of pocket. I make sure, like, you know, I calculate what I say. Agree. You know, just to make sure I don't want to, you know, just jump into those things that I couldn't control.
Yeah, I agree. I get you.
Yeah.
So talking about OSU, you got there freshman year, had a bit of a hard time. You were an excellent football player, by the way. Let me share this too for people who don't know. Let me help you here, buddy.
Why don't you let me
What
is going on? My hand is strong.
Yeah, come on.
Whoa, why do you have to make that shit that tight? Exactly. I thought it was weak. Oh my gosh, bro.
I got it. No, so for people who don't know, Israel played defensive end for Oklahoma State. Very, very good ball player.
I try.
But, you know, I know, and we don't have to talk a lot about it, but I do know that you had some issues with, I feel like because you started football so late, you were at a disadvantage when it came to recruiting, and just because some programs will develop you.
Yeah.
Some programs won't take the time. And I think, first of all, let me just say, talent-wise, you are the most talented football player I've ever met in my life. Or talent and potential. I feel like those coaches, from what I know about you, didn't take the time to tap that potential.
For me, I think I messed up. You know,
in the choice.
In the choice I made.
By the way.
I feel like we didn't have time, so I
No,
didn't
go ahead. Keep talking. I'm gonna get you some ice.
Yeah. So I feel like, you know, I didn't. The decision I made was based on more like how I felt, you know. So for me, it's more like, you know, I love Stillwater. I love Coach Gundy, and I love Coach Clement. Was like the coach that recruited me, and I love. I just love the staff, you know. The first time I got to Stillwater, it was like a small town. For me, I grew up in a village in Nigeria, which is more like, you know, it's like trees, everything around, you know. Yeah. So I'm used to that, you know.
Intimate feel.
Yeah, nature.
Tight knit, yeah.
So when I got to Stillwater, it was like that to me, you know. Yeah. So I feel like that. I was just like, oh yeah, I feel like this is where I need to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I know football didn't really work out like I wanted it to be. Yeah. I don't have any regret going to Stillwater.
Absolutely.
Because that's where I met amazing people, my girl, everyone else. So, but then the school I wanted to choose was Baylor.
Okay. Because
Baylor offered me
first
before I even played football. Mm-hmm. I was just lifting. Yep. You know, I was just lifting, you know, lifting weight and everything. Mm-hmm. They came in summertime, they saw me lifting, you know, everyone else, Coach Lee was there. You know, they saw, it was like, who is this dude? Then they went to talk to my dad.
Oh, no, because I was trying to get recruited by them too.
Yeah, then they talked to Coach
It didn't happen.
Yeah,
they
talked to Coach Neil. They offered me the same day. Mm-hmm. They saw me. I haven't played football. I haven't played varsity. I haven't even touched the field. Yeah. So my goal was I wanted to make that commitment to show that, you know, I'm very appreciative that they helped me out. Mm-hmm. But then that's when Baylor was going through like all those like assess issues.
The allegations.
And the allegations. But
see, I was hoping that would benefit me because they started recruiting like 2- and 3-star players. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to have a shot here. You know?
No, so the reason I didn't go there is because of, like, I felt like, you know, they were going to, like, NCAA going to, like, you know, throw some penalties or something. Yeah. But which is fair. Yeah, which is like that. I have to evaluate my options because I have like good schools. I have good schools. Yeah. I have Houston. I have like this in Washington State. Yeah. I have TCU. You know, everything.
I wanted you to go TCU. Yeah, they turn you into who the player you're supposed to be.
But then that allegation just that made me choose Stillwater. Mm-hmm. But not choosing Baylor, I don't have any regret. But for me, in my mind, I have like this percentage of me saying, I wish I went to Baylor. What if I went to Baylor? Because like David went to Baylor. Mm-hmm. One of my good friend that I met in Colleyville when I went to Colleyville, his name is Losak. Yeah. Went to Baylor. Yeah. There's a huge friends group of mine that went to Baylor. Mm-hmm. That I felt like, you know, my freshman year, it could be easily for me to, you know, fit in with the people I met in high school. Mm-hmm. That just trying to know new people back in Stillwater. Yeah,
and at the same time, like obviously hindsight is 20/20. You know, it's easy to look back on it and be like, I wish, because I mean, I've had the same thing, right? I went to a school who, like, we have very similar stories, but they're swapped, right? So I went to a school that was smaller, that wasn't that good at football, but because of that, I got to play a lot early and kept playing, right? And I've started one game at every position in the front seven, right? Because I moved around so much because we had so many. I had 13 position coaches.
That's crazy.
In the 6 years I was there, I had 13 position coaches. Crazy. That's wild.
I think I had in position coaches, I only have 2.
Yeah, I had 13 over the years.
In this thing, our
defensive coordinator.
Defense coordinator was.
I had 3 of those.
I think I had. It was Coach Nose. I think I had 3. Yeah, 3.
I had 3 DCs. I had 13 position coaches and 2 head coaches through my time there, and I started 1 game at every position in the front 7. My last year, I played primarily defensive tackle and nose guard because we had so many injuries.
Yeah.
I'm not a nose guard. I'm not a D tackle, right? But I look at it and I'm like, what if I had transferred? Or what if I had only spent every season at outside linebacker, which is probably more close to what my position would be anyway. Because that was my best years was when I was playing that buck linebacker, outside backer. But, like, what if I had only ever played that? Or what if I had transferred and gone to another school? Well, I think about it. 1, I wouldn't have met Hope, which is very important. I wouldn't have met the woman I'm marrying next month. Wouldn't have been able to develop the relationships I had with my friends at UNC. I wouldn't have been able to be a captain, and I wouldn't have I've been able to get 2 degrees. I spoke at my graduation. Like, you look at it, right?
You did speak
I spoke at my graduation,
you did.
man. Like, not many people get that opportunity, right?
That is crazy. You did speak at graduation.
I did. But, like, I look at you, you didn't get a fair shake, right? And we don't have to talk a ton about OSU football.
It's like, for me, I'm trying to respect that. I'm trying to respect the decision they made
100%.
and everything. I would never speak bad about the coaches, and I would never speak bad about the program because I feel like it's one of the best things I ever have.
Yeah.
They gave me what I needed, and they offer me the best thing, the best tools. You know, I got my degree. You know,
100%. You got 2 degrees.
Got 2 degrees. You know, so.
And you met Zoe and all these people.
Exactly. So when we're talking about degrees, like, I loved my, when we're talking about Rodney Center, which is the academy center, which like they gave it to help you, all those people there, the staff there, they're one of my favorite people ever.
Absolutely.
So, like, I'm the person that, when I step to the room, I would say I'm a person people, but with observation. Yeah. Like, I have to make sure I observe the room. I have to make sure it's like, there's nothing, I don't know what, I just like to observe. I just like to make sure it's like, I fit in, know, and everything. And I got to love my people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, they appreciate the time I spent with them. They appreciate my hard working. Absolutely. Like, if they come and say, hey, is he coming today? And I will go in, go do my stuff. I never, like, really give them this tough time, Yeah. There was sometimes I was like, oh, Miss Emily, I don't want to do this. I don't do this. But I would complain, but I still do it, But I feel like, which is like in human nature, we like to complain before we do things.
Oh, absolutely. That's second nature. Yeah. But you went to OSU. You played a little. Probably didn't get as much as you would have liked. And we won't talk any further about that. I get it. Yeah. And I don't want to bring anything up. But let's say, so when you were ready to give up football.
I was.
I get it. And that's fair because everybody's got a snap count. You know, however many they got, everybody's got a number of snaps when you've hit them, right? Yeah. Towards the end, I was in that same boat. I probably got to that boat about game 6 really? Of my last season, dude. Like, game 6, I was like, God, I'm ready to be done with this, man. But I'm already here. But something I would like to do, too, this is going to be on my so one of the things I'm doing on this podcast is when I'm talking to former athletes, right, talking about the glory days and what they did and what they accomplished and how they left it behind, right? You're one of the few people who left it behind because you were ready. Right?
I was ready, yeah.
You were ready to be done. You had the opportunity to keep going, but you were ready to be done.
I was.
Of all the circumstance, and it's fair. Do you have any encouragement you would give to somebody who's given it up and they weren't ready? Like, how do you transition into the real world? You're pretty new into it, and I've given my piece of advice, but do you have any kind of encouragement for people who are having to give it up and they weren't ready to yet?
No, for me, mostly it's more like I think there's majority of the times, like, I call my mom that I'm done with this, She was like, Izzy, are you sure? She was like, whatever you think it is, I will support you. Yeah. That, when I said I was done with that, when I called my mom, was like this, and that was when I was angry. Yeah. I was very angry, very, very angry. Like I wanted to go to the coach's office and whoop his ass. Yeah. Like that angry. Yeah. Like, Me and the coach spoke, said, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this. I did it times 10 like he said I should do it. Yeah. Other coaches complimenting me, wow, you're doing this very good. You're doing it, keep it up. You have it very improved, you know. But I still didn't get a shot. Yeah. You know, then after that, after talking to the coach, I was like, I'll call my mom and say, hey, I'm ready to be done with this. Like, she was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. But those times I was calling my mom was like when I was very angry. Mm-hmm. But then when I dropped my phone and I looked back, I was like, I have this beautiful friendship here. My friends that we started with, there's some people that left. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that was in my class, like about, I would say about like 40, 50, 60% of the people they left. Yeah. On defense side,
I was the last person of my class.
On defense side, on defense side, about 99%, 98% of people left because it was left between me and one person else that sit there right now. His name is Xavier Ross. Yeah. He's still there right now. He wanted to finish, you know. Yeah. So, but like, you know, it was just two of us. We didn't want to. No. Sorry, I'll say 97 because it was me, him, and Cody. There was on that person, Cody. Got you. So, you know, like it was just us. But she was like, are you... For me, I feel like I was speaking from this angry. You know, I was angry. I was mad. I was mad at my word. I was mad at everything. You know, saying like, damn, bro, like, what else could I give? I feel like I gave everything I have. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, so this is me. This is just my personality. Somebody was like, easy. You're the person someday I would tell my kids about. Mm-hmm. The reason why is because of like, this is why because
but you're
gonna
be their uncle. So
yeah, yeah. The reason why because of more like, I didn't play. I barely practice. You know, I didn't get reps in practice. Know what I see doing? When someone is mad in practice, when there's chaos, guess who deserves those issues? Me. Guess who say, hey, we got this. We need to finish this? Me. Guess who encourage people during practice when they go through hard time? Even though I wasn't in my best and I don't get play, I don't do this, I am the person. Yeah. During games, when people are about to give up. So when we went to this KU, you know, we went to KU, which is like 23, I think, you know. So KU is a team with KU. We always beat KU by like 40 points every time, 30 points. You know, it's like my mom's good. So then, you know, 23, they were very good. Yeah, they were very, very good. So is it going to be like 22? I think it was like 22.
They were good in 22 and
23. Yeah, 22. Yeah, you know, they were very good. You know, we went there. They were whooping our ass. Yeah. There was people giving up on the sideline. I was going, bro, you can't give up. What do you mean? You can't give up. You got this. Like, what do you mean? You just want to come all the way to give up? Mm-hmm. Guess who wasn't playing me? Guess who wasn't coaching people? Me. Yeah. Like, when we went to this thing, I went to Arizona. We went to play Arizona. So, like, there was, like, this in 23, this is 23, 24. This was, like, my last season. Mm. Coaches promised me he's going to get a lot of reps. Yeah. Among the people he promised he's going to get a lot of reps, I was the only person that got 0 reps. Yeah. But there was a dude that went in, messed up, came back, and was mad. Guess who went to the dude and said, hey, you got this, bro. You know, like, you can finish this.
You were a good team.
I was the one who encouraged the person to go. You know, I was like, hey, you got this, bro. You got this. You don't be mad, you know. Yeah. But the coach would look at me, you know. I was being a good leader that he told me I should be, you know, but he would. Never rewarded This is more disrespectful thing ever. Yeah. Like, I still look at that, I feel like disrespectful thing ever, which, like, for me, mostly, like, I wouldn't, like, I wish I didn't go in and anything like that. Like, the most disrespectful, this was, like, beginning of the season, you know. I was, you know, repping with the threes. You know, he was saying, oh, yeah, you know, like, oh, easy. Like, you're going to play a lot. You're going to play decent reps and everything. Mm-hmm. You know, I believed him, you know, because I know I put in the work, you know. Yeah. So there was a time that, you know, we have this culture that if you get a sack, if you get 3 sacks, you get 1 wristband. Mm-hmm. No. If you get 1 sack, you get 1 wristband. If you get 3, you get, like, green mouthpiece. Yeah. So, you know, I got 3. I think I got a lot of this wristband and got green mouthpiece, you know? Yeah. So when this season about to start, he was like, oh, you going to play, Lord? So I think we were playing like South Alabama. I forgot. I think we were playing South Alabama. this was the team we're supposed to blow this in big.
Blowout, yeah.
No blowout. For no reason, that game turned around.
Yeah.
They whoop our ass.
Yeah.
Like, whoop our ass.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was like 37 to like 7 or something. I don't know.
Did y'all lose? Or was that where y'all losing and turned it around?
We lost.
Ooh.
Lost bad. I'm talking like, it was, I'm telling them, I wish I could check it out. I think it was like
That's a tough
30 something, like 7 or something. They whoop our ass, like in Stillwater.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the most hardest places to play.
Yeah.
They whoop our ass.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying, like,
It was bad.
like
Took you
physically,
out to the pasture.
everything. Like,
Bad.
I'm saying, like, we have to, think about our dignity.
Yeah.
Like, so I look at this coach. I look at myself. He was like, hey, you're going to play. You know what's crazy? After we were losing like about 30-something points, 2 minutes left, the game about to be over. The coach said, easy, go in.
Yep.
To go finish the game.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. I had a coach did that to me at one point.
You know what's crazy? I look at myself. I look at my teammates. I have to think. I was getting my master's then. That master was really important to me because I wanted to achieve that because I was the first person in my family to get masters. So then I look at myself and say, if I don't play, he can have something on you to go tell Coach Gundy, say, you didn't.
He didn't do what I told him.
You didn't do what you didn't. You were not there for the team. You were not there for the team. You were for yourself. You didn't. You know what I did? I went in.
Yep.
I got 2 plays. He took me out.
What?
2 plays. He took me out. Then wait again till like 30 seconds left and put me in to get one more snap.
Just to show you who he
My
is.
teammate come up to me after the game, says, there was Sunday, I would tell my kids about you.
Yeah.
The things you have done for this team, I don't see anyone else that will ever do for this team.
Yeah.
I respect you. I respect
Absolutely.
how you do things. I respect everything about you. I look at myself, I was like, then I didn't really want to hear what my teammate was telling me. But now I can reflect on that and say, I'm glad I was there for my majority of my teammate. Yeah. Because that coach now, if I, no, don't get me wrong, I saw the coach, like on one of my friend's wedding, I respect him. I was like, I greet him. I was like, hey, I would never disrespect my elders. Like my grandma taught me that, never disrespect the elders.
Absolutely.
But I feel like in the future, this thing, I hope I don't run into my coach,
I get
like
you.
in a way of like, he need my assistance.
Yeah.
Because that I will refuse.
I have 2 coaches like that. I've shared
That I will
names
refuse
on
because
this.
I would never disrespect him. Say, hey, physically, like say, because if we say fight, I don't think he has a chance. If I say this thing, I don't think he has a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe he might. I don't know because people have skills of fighting. I don't have. For me, I'm like I use everything. I'm a street fighter. I use head,
you'd whoop my
hand,
butt. I know.
Like
You tough
pick
guy.
you up. That's the shit. So for me, that's more me. But I don't know. Maybe he more has skills. So I don't. So like that, I would never disrespect him on that because he's my elder. But when he's talking about favor or something, he came up to me.
Nothing.
It's no.
I get you.
It's not.
Yeah, and what I think something that's cool that you learned a lot about was like if you'll let me speak some life into you, Israel. If that's all right. I want to tell you a few things.
You good.
Number one, you're a phenomenal player who got dealt a bad hand, but I think obviously it happened for a reason. And but I want you to know that as a person, as a friend, a son, a brother, a significant other, and a leader, you pass the bar on everything. And as good of a football player as you were, because you were a good football player, you really were. I know it's hard to think about it, but you took it to the highest level of college football you could. You kept a scholarship for 5 years. You did all of these things, and they were difficult, and you persevered through a bunch of adversity. And if you had to do it over again and you got the shot elsewhere and that somebody took care of you, and let's say you did 10 years in the NFL, whatever it was, right? Because I think you had the capability.
Yeah.
But if you ever did, if you took it as far as you wanted to with football, your career would be dwarfed by the person you are. You could go be a Hall of Fame NFL player, and I would tell you that as good as a football player as you were, I still think you were a better person. And that is what's important, and that's what I want you to know going through that, because it's easy to get wrapped up in this identity of, I believe what people said about me because of how my athletic career translated. Right?
No, I never.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
No,
but I'm
for me,
saying it's
like,
easy to have that identity.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah,
I just
yeah.
want you to know,
Yes,
like,
yes.
dude, you were great. You didn't get a shot because of poor people and poor decisions by them. But that has nothing to do with you.
So for me, don't get me wrong, so I have 2 position coaches.
Yeah.
The first one was the reason why him, the town, and Coach Gandhi. Yeah. That's in why I went to this, Stillwater. I don't want to be in this naming. I don't want to be in the mentioning names. No, he was the reason I went to Stillwater. So I saw that coach helping me, trying to, helping me, So there was a time I was comfortable enough to actually say, okay, I can do this. He changed positions, No, he changed position. Hey,
and
again,
you got a guy that wasn't really for
I
you.
got someone that said I was your brother, but only want his best interest. Again, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not always about skin color, bro. It's not always about skin color. Yeah. It's about your personality and your interest in mind. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's why for me, I don't care about if you're Middle Eastern, I don't care any skin, bro. I don't care any skin. That's what is different. Like I'm saying, I think we African. Don't get me wrong.
Was he also African, or what?
No, he wasn't. He was my skin color. I'm just saying. But I'm just trying to say is that, we African, we very distinct. Don't get me wrong. We have tribalism, this confusion and everything. We have tribal fight and everything. But we are very accepting. We try to see you for who you are. Yeah. We don't just judge you by who you are. We don't just say, there was, something just like, bro, I don't know. It was again, my football career taught me a lot, gave me a lot. Yeah. 0 debt out of college.
Yeah, beautiful.
Got my bachelor, got my distant masters. Yep. And people say, is he miss football right now? I would say, fuck no.
Hey, bro. Me neither, bro.
No.
Hey, they're in fall camp right now. They got 35 days of 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. That was the worst fall camp I ever had. We had 35 days of fall camp, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. And if you were in treatment, it was 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Hey, during my first fall camp.
Yeah.
So NCAA is required every I think every 2 weeks you're allowed to give them 1 day off. I think something like that. I don't know. Yeah. My freshman year was horrible. Yep. So they give us 1 day. That 1 day, you know what I call it? Christmas.
Dude, it was a Sunday. I could go to church and I'd go sleep. And even then, we didn't even have the day off.
No, it was we still had meetings. We still had meetings. No, I know, but I just call it day off. I call it Christmas.
Dude, let me tell you something. This was the best ever because I 100% with you. My last year, we had Coach McCaffrey, and Coach McCaffrey did a lot of stuff wrong, and that's all right because Coach McCaffrey's a good guy, but didn't do the best. He wasn't. We didn't win a lot of games.
Oh, it's all good.
But we had a 3-week fall camp.
3 weeks.
Only 3 weeks. And
Only 3 weeks.
Sundays off.
Sundays off.
Sundays off, bro. And here's the deal. I know that's not conducive to a good football program, but it was my last year, and I did not care.
But don't get me wrong,
I was I don't care anymore, bro.
I felt
I'm practicing 6 days a week for 3 weeks.
No. I felt like Coach Gandhi was getting soft my last 2 years. Yeah. Because my last 2 years, the fall camp wasn't as hard as it was.
New NCAA
Yes, I think so.
Out.
Oh, okay. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Because my freshman year, my sophomore year was brutal. Yeah. Bro, my freshman was...
too, bro.
My freshman, I'm telling you, the only day we have off, which is we still have meetings, I call it Christmas.
We had 2-a-days still. That was still, when I first started, you know how they outlawed 2-a-days?
Yeah.
In 2018? Well, in 2017, here's what happened. We had a 30-day fall camp, and then we had a mini camp, which turns out was illegal. We didn't know that, but mini camp was for the new freshmen and some of the sophomore guys that didn't get a lot of time last year. So it's a 5 extra days of fall camp to start. So you do a mini camp, and then you go into 4 weeks of fall camp. So I legit had a 35-day fall camp.
Oh, no, we didn't do that.
Bro, one fall camp, we started July 29th. We finished September 1st.
Oh, that was horrible.
Because we had well, here's the deal. Because fall camp technically ended, but our bye week was the first week of the season. We had the worst bye weeks ever because we either had at the very end of the season, so you play 12 weeks of football straight at the very beginning of the season, or the worst one I ever had was the second to last game of the season.
That was horrible.
Imagine you've only won 3 games your entire season, and your playoffs are out of the question, but you get a week off right before your last game. Nobody's motivated to go do anything. It's like, dude, I just want to go. Can we just quit? Like,
so, like, what people doesn't understand is, like, football guys love football. They love to do it. They hate it at the same time.
Oh, dude, it's miserable.
Like, they hate it.
It's good,
like,
it's great.
There's
and when
none
it's
of my
bad,
teammates that
terrible.
have come to me and say, "Izzy, I love practice. I love to go." No.
Nope.
Nope. Whenever we have every shit, it's like, we still got shit to do today.
Bro, you get to fight, dude.
I was like, we got this. I was like, Izzy, I don't want to hear your voice right now. I was like, my bad. Dude.
Okay.
What?
Because my dad played. So if you ever want to talk to somebody, by the way, about your circumstance and how you and getting over it in college, my dad's a really good outlet because he had a very similar story. I don't know if you know that, and we can talk about it later. But my dad, obviously, he played college football at Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And he was somebody I could talk to about what's going on. And he said, Brooks, I know where you're coming from. He said, my advice to you, when you get home, go find something to do to take your mind off it. Like, if you go straight to bed, you'll wake up at your alarm and you just hate the day. And it is funny, though, because there's something about looking down at your watch and being like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. And you're like, I still got 3.5 hours of football left. I got meetings. But oh my gosh. Man.
So don't get me wrong. During just waking up. So my freshman year was horrible. But then when I think after COVID, so we started having it wasn't as strict as it was back then. So then we started having break between. So after practice, we have short meetings. They give us 2 hours, an hour or 30 minutes break to go home and sleep it a little bit.
Yep.
They come back. Then another meetings.
We had that last year too, and I had
that was the best.
the best, dude. I had to set an alarm though, on my phone.
Oh, you had to set an alarm.
I had to set an alarm on my phone and had to put one in the kitchen, because I was so scared I'm gonna oversleep, bro.
I'm the person that always wake up.
Yeah.
When my alarm do, I'm awake.
Yeah, dude. I
have never missed my alarm.
Bro, I've missed my
There
alarm.
has been some of my team that missed alarm so bad.
Bro, I've only missed my alarm one time, and the funny thing was I missed my alarm with your dad. Well, it was when I was high school. One time,
Really?
I missed my alarm one time in high school. You can ask him about that.
That's crazy.
But I was never late in college once. But there would be those nights where I'd just keep waking up because it's the amount of sleep I'm getting is suspicious. But
I have never missed alarm.
No, man.
This,
I was so
I have
afraid, though.
I have never missed workout. The only time I missed something was during COVID.
Yeah.
When we have to get COVID testing,
Yeah.
it was mandatory. You have to get COVID, and you have to go get your COVID testing.
Yeah.
The next day, so they scheduled me for Sunday.
Yeah.
On Friday, I went to Kansas.
Yeah.
So then I went to Kansas. I went to see my girl. On Sunday, I was driving back. I didn't check the test.
You didn't even know you were supposed to.
I didn't check the test. I didn't know I was supposed to have something.
Yeah.
Then they were like, this trainer test me. I was like, oh, is it miss your COVID test? They have a Stairmaster. I was like, no, I don't have a Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Bro, I went to see Coach Gundy for that. I was like, no, I forgot what I told Coach Gundy, but I lied. I was like, I had this something to do, that's so I couldn't make it, but I'm not doing Stairmaster. This is my first
offense ever.
The first offense ever.
Yeah.
I was a good kid that always
Same.
tell kids, hey, don't do this.
I was always on time. I was always there. I didn't miss nothing.
I was on African time. In African time, it's 1 minute early. 1 minute before this shit start.
Coach Hundley time.
Oh
bro.
yeah, I was no, my dad time I can do that. I get annoyed with them.
If you are 15 minutes early, you're 5 minutes late when it's Coach Hundley, bro. All right, I got some questions for you.
All right, go
because
ahead.
we've
go
been
ahead.
doing this for almost
No,
3 hours.
of course.
I got some rapid fire questions for
Go
you.
ahead,
so
go
just
ahead.
answer out top of your head. And by the way, you're going to be on this again, like just as you progress in life. Like, I'm hoping you've enjoyed it so far.
It's fun. No, I love it.
All right. I stole this from somebody else's podcast. What is the largest animal? If you were in a 10 by 10 just cell, you got to fight an animal barehanded.
Yeah.
What's the largest animal you think you could take? I'm curious what your answer is going to be.
I want to say this in bear. I want to say bear because
You gonna say a bear?
no, I want to say that.
okay,
I want to
good.
say that because I feel like bear. He's
A
fast.
bear would mess you up.
They will mess me, bro. They can throw heads. They can throw heads, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they can bite. You see that video that the bear was like doing? I was like, what? I don't know. Like that. Yeah. That's a very
bear mess you up.
That's a very. I don't know. Like tiger and the lion, they're very strong, bro. They're very, very strong.
Yeah.
I would say, with my size, I don't know, man.
Come on, give me an answer out there, bro. Just throw one out there.
Animal I can't take right now, like just like like being
like there's an animal that walks through that door and you gotta fight that thing to the death, right here, right now.
Oh, to death.
Yeah,
to survive.
I'll
find lion to death.
You gonna fight a lion?
100%. If I have to fight for my life, yes. No, 100%.
I mean, fair enough.
No, it's not fair, but like yes, I would take chances.
Okay, well I get that. Like I know you're gonna take a shot no matter what, but I mean like you gotta win.
It's a snake. I hate snake.
All right, okay.
I hate snake. Hey, guess what?
I hate it too, bro.
My mom is. Hey, I'll tell you for the story. For the story.
Let me hear it.
So there was one time.
Yeah.
So I was in my room. My mom come and say, "Easy, there's a snake in the garage."
Yeah.
My dad said, "What we gonna do? I'm gonna say, I'll call Easy." I came in, boom, boom,
yeah,
the snake.
like
dead, like,
boom.
like
Coach was scared of the snake. He's scared of snakes.
Hey man,
dude, we need to use this. We need to get like one of those fake snakes. Just like put it in a slipper or something, man.
No.
Bro.
So then, like, I don't know, last week, 2 weeks. No, I think last week. I was asleep, bro. Because for me, I don't have anything to do right now. I haven't started working. I'm at home. I was sleeping late. I was sleeping till like 10, 11.
Yeah.
I lay my bed. It's not sleeping. Like when I wake up, I lay my bed and watch TV. Because I have TV in my room now. Because, so I would just watch TV in my room and don't get up.
Yeah, you get
so,
bored.
Yeah, so I get bored. So I woke up, I heard my mom say, no, I was asleep. My mom say, easy. I said, what? He was like, get up, there's a snake. I was like, there's a snake. He was like, I just saw a snake outside. He was like, it's the poison snake. I have to get up, bro. Just put on my shirt. When I said, grab the where's the snake? I was like, she said it was right there. I said, I don't see the snake. It was like, it was right there. Bro, I was looking, and I saw the snake. Boom. Bro, then it was like, before I hit the snake was like, like around all those like in the grass.
Yeah.
Like bunch of grass. So I hit the snake, boom. Once I got it, I was like, yeah. She was like, we're looking for the snake. We're looking for the snake running away. I feel like I hit the snake. I feel like the snake would die because like, whenever they touch that place is poisonous. Yeah. So he was like, yeah. The funny story is that he called my dad. My dad was trying to contemplate of what he need to do to kill this thing. I was like, you don't need to
think about it. You just gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You do it.
Get a shovel, just bam.
Yeah, it's a snake, bro. It's a snake. Yeah, I hate snake.
I do too. What's the worst workout you've ever been taken through? Was it in college or with Neil? And what was it?
Worst workout. I don't know. I think there's bro. When you talking about workout, Coach Neil, I don't want to go to Coach Neil.
Yeah. Coach
Neil just have like unrealistic shit.
Yeah, I know, dude. He one time was like, "Hey, we're doing speed squats today, and your number is 500 pounds,
bro."
And I'm like, why? For why?
Like, I just came back from Egypt. Yeah. I just came back from Egypt.
Yeah.
This man's telling me to come run 400 with him.
Like,
bro, I love running. Why am I need to run 400?
Chasing me?
He said, no, I have been doing this. It's easy. Are you a pussy? I was like, we both know that I'm like far away from being that. We both know I'm not that. He was like, yeah, I know you're not. I was like, yeah, that's it. That.
But it works, dude. It works so well to go get you to do it.
But not that. I would say the worst workout I have been in was my freshman year.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we were freshmen. You know, my freshman, we were like all kids, so we were drinking. You know, on campus. So that day I have a terrible day.
Yeah.
Me and my friend, we were coming back from the stadium. I drove my friend moped. My friend drove my car.
Yeah.
So I was driving the moped fast. Then police stopped me.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
They stopped me. They were like, you know, why you driving moped fast? You know, so they towed the moped because there were no insurance on the moped. Yeah. So I had, like that's it. I had a terrible day with the police. You know, I had a terrible day. So then we were drinking. You know, we were just like in the back, in this like balcony drinking beer. You know, freshman, freshman shit. It was like all freshman class. It's like majority, a lot of the freshman class.
Yeah.
So then we just saw police, and this is siren.
Hey.
You know what I said? Fuck the police. Loud. I'm saying loud, like they hear me loud.
Yeah.
My friend said butt chug.
Oh boy.
My friend said butt chug. Like, we shouted because, like, you know, because
just dicking around.
Just dicking around, bro. Because we had they wanted to fuck the police.
Yeah.
Before we know it, bro. What are y'all doing? Police. Bro,
I already know where this is going.
I was like, oh my gosh, bro. So,
Coach,
you know, like, it's like all campus police that you're not gonna get in trouble, but you know, but coaches found out about it, you know.
Yeah.
So coach got it. We went. Coach got the colors the next day, you know. Hey, no, I didn't. Coach got the colors the next day. We went to Coach got the office. You know, I said, oh, hey, I heard like what you did last night. You know, he was like, I'm not against for your hanging out and bonding and stuff, but you know you can't be drinking because you're like on the age and, you know, you just came. You know, I don't, like, I'm very happy that you're bonding and you're hanging out, but that y'all can't do, especially like a police find you're in trouble. Bro, we do this 300. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but 300 what the fuck it's called. Shut up. It's like burpees, 5. Then you run to the 5. Then you crawl. Then you do this shit. Then you do it. Bro, well, I almost gave up. I was like, fuck college. I'm done. I'm going home.
Send me back to Nigeria.
See about the fucking job. What the fuck is this shit? But no, I'm very challenging person. I like to challenge myself. I finished that shit, bro.
It was hard, man.
That shit was terrible. It wasn't because it was terrible, because I enjoyed doing it, because I hated doing it. Because like all the workout I did has been horrible.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like winter workout, like running, like negative 9 degrees. That's one of the most horrible shit ever.
Yeah, no, I know.
That shit's horrible, bro. I don't know how you went to Colorado. I thought that shit's terrible.
It was
like, y'all don't even have indoor. We have indoor.
Yeah,
but
we have no indoor,
Our
bro.
indoor was colder than outdoor.
How?
Because we didn't have AC, nothing, no heat. Nothing was in that shape. So the inside was, not like when there's no like this in heat in inside, it's colder than outside.
Oh, God.
Because like the heat just,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
But that
was the worst workout you've been through?
Come on. Yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them. I'll just say that's one of them, yeah.
That was one of them. That's fair, dude. I got a list too, man.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Anything right now that you think God is taking you through? What do you think the lesson is that you've been that God's teaching you right now?
Trying to be a man, bro.
Yep. Growing up.
I think trying to be a man, trying to grow up, you know, trying to make decisions, trying to, you know, step into the real world.
Yeah.
I feel like college I messed up a lot. Don't get me wrong, I feel like I'm always this kid that messed up, but I was trying to hide things. And I'm trying to be perfect in the eyes of people, which is like nobody's actually perfect.
Yeah.
I don't want people to judge me, you know, for what I was trying to be perfect, you know. But I feel like right now I'm just trying to be a man. I'm just trying to handle the situation in front of me and trying to step into the real world and trying to accomplish a lot. Yeah. I think so. For me, I know I'm just taking this step. For me, I always like to take the step and to see what I got and to see what the future had for me. Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know, the God is preparing me to be a man.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then last question is, give me a piece of good news. Could be anything. Just tell me something good.
Well, I have to think about this.
Yeah.
Because okay.
It could be in your life. It could
Yeah,
be in the world,
I know.
anything.
I feel like every day is a good news. I feel like when I wake up every day is a good news. Because for me, mostly like having two different life, because I feel like people only have one life here. I have two different lives.
Yeah.
I have mine where I came from.
Mm-hmm.
I see how people there, have their life. They're doing good. Even though like right now my brother, he's sick. I feel like he's gonna be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my family in Nigeria, they're doing well. They're healthy. Even though the country is not moving forward right now, they're doing well. They're healthy, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
My family here, my sister about to get married.
Yep.
She's very happy. That's a good news. I like that for her, and I will be one of the best men.
Nice. I love it.
The bodyguard, bro. Big up there,
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, I'll be one of them. So, that's a good news. And
Family's doing well.
family doing well, that's a good news. And starting my new job, having a good manager and a good VP. I think
to be determined.
because determined, the first impression gave me they're very good people. That's a good news.
I agree.
Tomorrow I'm eating my manager.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good news.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I feel like every day in my life right now, since I have this in Gather Stillwater, has been great to me. I think so.
That's good news, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, I'd like to end these because we've been talking now for a little
We
bit.
have.
While,
I feel like I have been talking too much.
Dude, you've been the longest one, but I love it. I wanted this, man. You got an awesome story.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like let me say, a year soon from now, never a year, few months from now, you don't invite me, there's so much we can talk about.
Oh, every time.
My childhood, growing up, we grew up using barefoot, just wearing like panties and going to climb mangoes. My favorite things to do, farming, the other stuff, bro. I feel like there's so much stuff that,
Absolutely.
like even like in Lagos, there's like, I don't think I should like tell you anything yet. I feel like
okay.
I can stay here all day. I tell you like I told you that I can stay here in days and tell you shit
stories,
about me, which like I don't think I can finish.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's just, I know.
I want you to know.
I know. That's what I'm just saying. Like there's so many things like we can uncover.
My goal for this is to create an environment that gets to put some really cool people on display. And
I hope so.
On top of that, like, just engage in human contact and conversation. Like our conversation right here is the normal conversation you and I have. It's just how we're recording it. Right?
Oh,
And it has a bit of a direction, but like I'm talking to you exactly how I would any other time, right?
Yeah.
And like what I want to do with this is eventually I want to have like a couple more microphones, have more people on at the same time. I want to watch.
Like imagine Coach Neil
right
about
here.
Like fucking like someone else. I don't know who it is, but
whoever.
Like making jokes,
be Andre.
And then say about what we did.
Dude, we could all like we could even like have football games on and analyze and watch. Like that's a goal too. I have a goal where Grant and I will be doing a podcast from the duck blind while we're hunting and stuff. Like stuff like that would be fun, dude. Right?
Well, you moving to Colorado though.
That's all right. I'm coming back. Plus, there's a lot of hunting to do in Colorado.
Well,
too.
3 years from now, is it gonna be different? You're gonna come back to good stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. Yeah. Life's gonna be good. But hey, I like to end these with a prayer. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to pray over you real quick, and
100%. Go ahead, my
and then
brother.
we'll go on our way, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Dear Father, I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to spend time with my dear friend Israel here. I thank you for how you're moving in his life and how you're working, and how far y'all have come together, and how far y'all will go in the future. I just pray blessings over him as he enters this next stage of his life. I pray that you will just give him favor and courage to endure anything that is thrown his way, and that you will bless him immensely beyond measure. Pray for him and his family. Pray for him and Zoe. Pray for whoever he touches throughout this life, Lord, that you will just use him as a vessel to reach many. We love you so much. We thank you for all you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
That's episode 6, brother.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
That was a long one.
It was a long one.
You have a lot to edit, but that's a long one.